What's going on, great friends? It is Sunday night, wherever you guys are at, wherever you guys are listening to this show. We welcome you guys. Hey, by the way, I know, being out here on the East Coast, I know there's supposed to be this bad weather storm coming into play, and a lot of us have hit it. And I'll get more into detail, but I want to just make sure in which there was a tsunami warning out there on the West Coast. There's a winter warning out here we're kind of going through right now. So, you know, I don't know. Electricity may be out, this and that. I have no idea this show is gonna possess. So, but here's the thing. Stay safe out there. We want everyone to be healthy, everyone be safe. If you guys can't watch this, charge up your phones, get your flashlights, make sure there's batteries put in them, and you guys take care of yourself because that's the most important thing. All right. I want to kick off this show by thank you. You guys are listening and watching this show from the StreamYard studio, proud home of the Jay and Trey podcast and the TNC Sports Talk. So, thanks to StreamYard. Now, if you guys are looking for streaming services um, for your own pleasure and your own vlogging and podcasting, StreamYard, I would recommend StreamYard. StreamYard is the place to go for me. I want to give a quick shout out to Placeit. Placeit is by Envato. Placeit.net creates all your mockups, logos, and videos. Head on over to Placeit.net for more information. Also, like to give a quick shout out to Canva, creating our little commercial break videos in between. Canva is the place to go to make video editing possible. I'd like to give a shout out to Epidemic Sound. Discover your world-class artists, composers, and bands. Find the perfect soundtrack and give your social media account the music they deserve. EpicDemicSounds.com for more information. Last but not least, Stream Elements. With one click of a button, easily create and start selling your merchandise through Stream Elements. It's that simple, you guys. Create an account. It's free. You'll create an account, you'll upload your logo or whatever you want to say on the merchandise that they have provided for you, and then they will simply, you hit publish, they will create a web page you send people to, customers will buy the product, they'll make it to order, they'll send it out to the customers, and then they give you the profit. So, all right, so I got a lot to go over for you guys. We have a 3-hour show for you guys tonight. And bear with us because some things are changing with the weather conditions. So I'll explain more. But the Jay and Trey podcast for you guys starts next. Alrighty, great friends. What's going on? How is everyone doing on this fine Sunday evening? We have officially came to the end of our second week. Just think of it, boys. 50 more weeks of this left going through. It is sometimes could be a nail-biting drag racing show, but we are bringing you week by week action. We have a couple things going on. Hey, if you guys are watching us on YouTube, we thank you guys. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Wherever you guys, YouTube is the place to go. You could be the most interactive with us live during the show. Let us know what's going on. And all that stuff. If you guys can't watch us on YouTube, that's a-okay, because we are also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. So there's no reason why you can't take us with you on the road or at work or at the gym, wherever you guys are at. Oh gosh, I'm seeing Jake over here excited while his Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs are playing. They're in the second quarter. We'll keep you up to date. We'll get you back with that. You guys could also check us out on social media. We are available throughout all social media platforms, at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok as well. And we'll explain more about that. But you guys could check us out at TNC Sports Talk as well. So I kind of want to give you guys a little update on the schedule and what is going on. Now, originally planned, we were supposed to have 2 guests or 3 people on our show tonight. We were supposed to, at 9:30, have Riley Matthews, and then we were supposed to have Armchair Booking come on at 10. Now, we're out here on the West Coast, and we are currently going through a thunderstorm, which is causing electricity, power outages, and all that fun stuff around town. I know Jake's going through some of it. I know Trey and I we're starting to get some of it. And some of our other guests on our show are also going through that. So without further ado, unfortunately, and I'm just waiting to hear back because it looks like Trey's putting something down. You know what? Without further ado, let's just do this way. Trey, have we
Thunderstorm?
confirmed? Thunderstorm, snowstorm, whatever the case. Were you really just messaging that? All right, so you reached
Yes.
out. Riley will not be here tonight. We're gonna play it safe. She's having some problems going on with everything, with the snowstorm. All right, that's going around town. So we will get her on at a later time. I told Trey this. Hey, listen, I rather have her take care of herself, take care of everything she needs to take
Right.
care of, and then get her on at a later date. Um, but we still have armchair booking, which means I just got confirmation that we will have armchair booking on at 10. Listen, I am a West Coast kid, you guys. I refer everything to the West Coast still. I've been out here on the East Coast for about 2 years, and I'm still not used to it. That's good. I can tell you something. I'm not a big fan of it. But so if I refer to thunderstorms to a West Coast, because that is a West Coast deal that we deal with. So snowstorms on the East Coast. You know what? Were tsunami warnings on the West Coast in the Pacific Ocean. Underwater volcano eruptions that caused a little bit of tsunamis. They had to shut down all the beasts on the coast on the sign in the west. So yeah, there's a little bit of West Coast news coming out for you guys. So all right, Trey. I think this is well said. Let's bring you on first on this January 26th 16th episode. Uh, let's go. Just say it. Just say it.
What a heck of a weekend it's been. I went to NWF. I had a Bengals victory. And we advanced in the playoffs.
Oh my goodness.
Go Bengals.
Go Bengals! Go Bengals! I mean, we'll break down more with you.
Yes,
see,
definitely.
I see Jake in the sideline. Yeah, let's bring him in here. The Steelers just scored a touchdown here to get the lead in the first quarter. I see you jumping up and down, left and right, throwing everything on the screen. I was
Because
like,
like
"What are you doing?" It looked like you got fire ants in your pants or something like that.
because like the thing was like my boy TJ Watt scored the first touchdown for Pittsburgh and I couldn't resist myself. And whenever Trey was talking about the Bagels, I was like yawn. But by the way, like Justin said, here at the East Coast with a snowstorm. Make sure you guys be safe out there, and it's getting very very cold. I know it's getting very very slick. I went out there earlier, and let me tell you, the roads are very horrendous, so to speak. So
Wait,
yeah, please
let's
be
keep in
careful.
mind though that your roads are tremendously terrible because you live in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. If I lived in the middle of nowhere, then yeah, why would we be recognized? I mean,
Because
because
this is the only thing that you have on. Your town's made of maybe 200 people. I can't.
okay, that's just my city. Okay, not the whole entire state alone. Okay, so
Oh,
you're
I
exaggerating.
know. I'm
But
just.
I want to point this out. I want to point this out. You're so far in the middle of nowhere. You have to be a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
oh my, okay. As I was trying to say before this nincompoop tried to do that, I do want to say this. So it's been a, great week, and I do want to say earlier, me, Justin, got a chance to do something really fun. We got a chance to do a little telecast for the Buccaneers and Eagles game.
Oh yeah.
I thought that very 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 well. Just or Trey went him and Courtney Bowles commented nerds. I'm like, get in here, come on. Get in here, but yet either way, we managed to have a great time, and what a crazy week in football it has been. It
It
has been a
is.
very very crazy week.
FYI, I have after this show. Yes, we have to endure 3 hours of this but you 3 hours to finish off a great week. Let me put it that way, and
Oh
to
yeah.
look forward to what's coming up next week. But I do have an announcement for you two. Just a little heads up after the show. So instead of logging off after you like you guys normally do, stick around. Only takes about 2 minutes. Okay.
10-4.
Okay.
Um. So all right. So listen, Trey and I went to NWF. I think it's without purposeful to mention that it was actually a really good show. it was a Wrestle Blast night. There was a couple titles on the line, including DC taking on um, Rex.
Rex.
Now I don't know if Armchair Booking is in the studio right now. I was wondering if you wanted me to spoil what happened, but let's be honest. It was kind of the only you told me this. We talked about this last night after the show. The only cheering that happened last night at this event was when the Bengals won the first game in 31 years.
31 years, and
That was a bigger pop. I don't know. I don't know if it was a crowd. I don't know if I was just not mentally into the event, but if something fell off for me as the vibe, that just there was no crowd reaction to really anything. I mean,
Yeah.
the wrestlers. I mean, nothing. Maybe the wrestlers were distracted as well. I kind of felt like maybe there was less interaction when we were, kind of calling them out. Trey.
I mean, I'm agree with Justin. Only pop there was literally was as soon as the Bengals game ended. They were actually in the ring. Two wrestlers were in there wrestling, and all of a sudden you hear from the background all these cheers, and everybody else beside the ring was dead, dead.
Yeah. That.
And of course, the heels would be mean to the Bengals for the rest of the night.
I mean,
And
but
I mean that was the only way for them heels to get heat.
Yeah.
And a pop from the crowd was to bash the Bengals.
And go for the Steelers.
Hmm.
You know what? I guess without further, without hesitation, you're gonna get a chance to talk to Steve and talk just about the Raider Nation. I know when Jake and
Oh,
I
I can't
talk
wait for
about
that.
this Bengals game, this is gonna be a little bit more. I guess some referee calls. I mean,
yeah,
blown wrestles when it's inappropriate. I don't know. I mean, there's just there was some issues with the 49ers in Dallas. I mean,
Yes, I saw that.
here's the thing. Here's my thing. Referees are humans. This is a human mistake. It happens. Okay, we can bash all we want. It seems like every year the referees make headlines in the postseason.
yeah.
I'm like, well, you know what? If you didn't do this, you didn't do that. If you got an extra yard, if you didn't hold, you didn't call that penalty. I mean, then you would have won the game. And I'm a little tired of everyone pointing to the refs. Like, I get it. What happened yesterday with the Bengals and calling, and blowing the whistle way before, the play was over and all that other, all the other stuff that they did. I get it, but they're human beings. I mean, you're gonna bash them for a mistake. I don't know. I mean, then you ask, is there any repercussions? Because there's no minor league system. It's not like, hey, you messed up, you're gonna go back down to training. No, they don't do that. Once you make it into the NFL officiating, then that's where you're at. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the thing is though, is like that officiating crew last night. There was a play that me talked about earlier. I don't know if Trey remembered, but there was a passing play. Burrow threw it to T. Higgins, and then the referee blew the whistle. It distracted the Raiders players, but it didn't distract T. Higgins from making a touchdown. I mean, like, I'm sorry,
Right.
but yet I understand it was like the Bengals' first playoff game in 6 years, but yet the officiating was just horrendous.
Hey,
And
well, I mean,
honestly,
whatever it's saying
hold on.
to like finish the play. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you want to blame the officiating, but these players know these are professionals. I remember playing high school football, and you go and you play until there's no play more. I mean,
Yeah, I
I
was
get it.
waiting.
There's go ahead.
So I have one question.
Mhm.
I know you guys are talking about the Bengals game, but you guys are also talking about the referees. My question is, during that 49ers game, at the end of the game, why
Mhm.
did the referee have to touch that ball?
That I
So
mean,
the
that's
referee, okay, so here's the thing. The referee must keep his hand on the ball up until they get set. And here's the deal. If any offensive players have to go for an exchange, if you swap out any players, then the defense must be able to have the abilities to swap out players too. Now, I didn't see the entire play and how that went down, but that referee has to be on the ball, has to have his hand on the ball until the ball cannot be snapped until the both sides are ready. And
I
like I said,
mean,
if the offense swaps out a player, let's say they change out personnel. I don't know if
yeah.
that happened or not, but if that did, then the defense has the ability to swap out a player as well.
No, no,
That's the only thing
there
I'll
was
tell you about the rule.
no. So the whole thing was that Dallas was trying to be able to score before the end of the clock,
Right. They're trying to
Mhm.
snap
and
the ball. Clock
trying to
ran
snap the
out.
ball, and then pretty much clock ran out. But yeah, they was trying to be able to do it in no hurry. But the thing is, though, is like I don't know why everyone's questioning the referees. You got to question Dallas because
Mhm.
if you ran out of timeouts, you should have. Dak Prescott, whenever he had the ball, should have
Right.
immediately ran out of bounds. I mean,
Right.
he has a throwing arm. He has a good arm. I mean, why didn't he use it? Why didn't he be able to use a playoff Hail Mary? Because Romo and Jim Nantz talked about it. There's never been a playoff Hail Mary throw. So I mean, obviously, I think that it was all Dallas's fault, but yet the fans was about to have a Bottlegate 2.0 on the referees. If Justin remembers what I'm talking about,
Mhm.
I was waiting for that to happen.
Well, okay, think about it this way too. You got to be able to move the chains and the yard stickers at the same time. The referee has to make sure they're set before the play can happen.
Yeah, yeah, and with Dallas' situation, like I said
I'm,
before, he
I'm
should have
sorry
ran out
if
of
you go
bounds.
40 yards down the field, it's going to take an extra second for these officiates to run down the field and get set too.
And I'll tell
I
you
don't
all
care if they're
this.
calling it a spike ball or not. I mean, it just doesn't matter.
I mean,
I
pretty
mean, but it's
much.
going to be in the news.
I mean, you guys pretty much called the 49ers, and then there was me that called the Cowboys. I mean, it was a close game, but I mean, Dallas knew what they was doing. They should have used something better than what Prescott did, and
So
that's what
the
caused them.
referees, so the referees are not to blame. It's Dallas.
It's Dallas, yes,
I
it is
mean, I
Dallas.
just think poor play calling it is for Dallas, for Dak Prescott, for running down the field. I mean, if he knew as a quarterback, you should know how much time is on the clock. You should know how much time it's going to take for your guys to run down the field and get set up. And then,
Yeah,
you should be able to. I mean, you could have not ran that many yards. You could have stopped earlier, went straight down, got set up, spiked the ball, give yourself 1 or 2 seconds. So, I mean, I really don't blame the Cowboy. I don't blame the referees for that one. But here's the bottom line. I mean, at the end of the day, the referees seem to always be the headlines. Obviously, with the Dallas
always.
game, and actually, there's actually now a bigger story coming out of Dallas because there's a story that the jumbotron caused a reflection down on the field, causing certain players to miss or the
Hmm.
blind
Yeah,
side.
yeah. So the jumbotron, I guess it must have messed up because there was a punt that actually hit the jumbotron,
So if that
and
okay, so here's the deal: if anything, if a ball is punted, and this has been established in the NFL, I don't know what section, but quote me on this one. If the ball had touched either the jumbotron or even the roof, because it has happened before,
yeah,
then the ball becomes a dead ball in the NFL. It's
yeah.
dead. They can't play it. They don't. It doesn't go where it lies. But that's something that the NFL needs to take a look at. But
Yeah.
I mean, overall, there was also, I guess, a reflection coming from the jumbotron down to the field. So
I wonder what happened because the thing is like if you guys seen that jumbotron at AT&T Stadium, you know how short that is.
it's
That should not be
Mhm.
down that very low to where the ball is going to get hit by the get hit
Yeah,
by using.
I mean, honestly,
Either
there
way, you get
shouldn't
what I
be
mean.
anything. There shouldn't be anything hovering aboard. Like, I understand it looks cool. AT&T looks amazing. Look,
Oh,
the
phenomenal!
jumbotron is wonderful. But you need to put it up an extra 10, 15 feet, or you need to sit there and, I don't know, take it away because it's causing now issues and distraction. I mean, look at SoFi Stadium. They have that area all open.
Yeah, they have that all open for a reason to prevent the ball from hitting that side of where the jumbotron is. Overall, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's just the situation happened. But one thing I can tell you this, and from what me and you saw with the games today, there's a reason why Dallas won that division because they looked a lot better than what the Philadelphia Eagles did. That's for sure.
Oh, tremendously, dude. I feel so bad for the Eagles. Now there's going to be questions about what's going to happen to Jalen Ramsey in the quarterback
Jalen Hurts.
scenario. Jalen Hurts, sorry. Uh, but I mean, listen, and it is going to come again tonight. Pittsburgh and Kansas City, for a team that probably shouldn't be in the playoffs. And there's several teams. The Eagles, for example, the Raiders should not be in the playoffs this year, but for the Steelers, who should not be in the playoffs, they're holding their own halfway through the
Yeah,
second quarter, tied at 7. I mean, this
yeah,
is for a Ben Roethlisberger, downgrading his own team. They're actually putting on a good performance, and I'm actually
A
excited.
lot
I'm
better,
actually enjoying this game.
a lot better than what happened back in week 16, week 17. That's for sure. And
All right,
I was
so
so
just a heads up here. So just quickly, what's going to happen here? We have because we don't have a Riley Matthews, we will have Armchair Booking come on at 10. We're going to spend the first hour in the NFL. We're going to talk some more about these games, get it ready to go, and then we'll bring on Armchair Booking. After Armchair Booking, we'll have the Jake versus Trey. In that question, a category. We'll make this easy for you. WWE. I have it right here. I have it. Let me confirm it. Anyways, hey, I'll get you the category when we come back. But let's step away. Let's take a break. We come back and we can continue this show. Okay?
Let's go.
Sound good?
Do it.
All right. We'll be right back.
Be right back.
I won't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me breaking your sweat. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want, so keep us awake till the dawn. Baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. I wanna make you sweat on me. I got you wrapped around my finger, but don't you try to call me tomorrow. There's nothing personal in having a little fun. You wait and see if it's worth your while. So give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me breaking your sweat. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want, so keep us awake till the dawn. Baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. I wanna make you sweat on me. Feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. Just take a hint, you got a free pass. Oh, try to hide it, but you had me from the get-go. Let me be frank, I'm not that complicated.
All right. Alrighty. Hold on. We got this. Our computer's working. There we go.
Gotta get it right now.
All right. For Armchair Booking that is listening to, I will be sending out the code, the link to you, Steve Barber, here in about a quarter till. Get you guys on here. Let's.
Also, Trey, you ready to be a part of Armchair Booking?
Yes, I am.
Could be fun.
Let's confirm that, by the way, today on the show. Let's get our heads right here on the Jay and Trey podcast. Let's end the week off right. We got 3 hours here. Yeah, I mean, hey. By the way, Jake, you know what you
Yes,
got to do
sir.
right now.
Oh, hey, yeah, I already know. I already got you. You know what? See, we're doing a very special giveaway. And what giveaway is that? A Bryan Danielson autograph. Sorry for the lighting and the glare. But yeah, we have 2 Bryan Danielson autographs to give away. And here's how to enter. Make sure you guys head over to TikTok at TNC Sports Talk. And here's 3 things you got to do. 1, you got to follow us. 2, head over to the pin post that I made last week. And make sure you guys comment and share the video. The pin post I made, all you got to do is comment, share the video, and of course follow us at TNC Sports Talk. The winner will be announced. Not one winner, but 2 winners of Bryan Danielson autographs will be announced on January 29th, the day of the Royal Rumble event.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Stumpify Gaming. How you doing down there? Leave us a comment throughout the show. You guys are gonna see us do this show on the fly because I tell you, I was not ready to fill in the extra 30 minutes.
Hey, but hey, Joe, hey, we go. I mean, Joe, pretty much, even though it's gonna be a little bit difficult, I believe in this. I mean, we can be able to
All right.
survive the 30 minutes. I mean, either way.
You're right, and this is how we're gonna do it. Because we're in the promotional stage. Trey, it looks like you're dancing over there.
Yeah.
You're just
What?
grooving to whatever
I'm
is in
happy
your head.
that, Kansas City's got the ball.
Oh my God!
All
Oh
right, so
my!
hey, okay. I mean, if we could have just done a
I
broadcast of
mean,
another game tonight.
I mean, pretty much, I could have told you that it'd be nice if Trey can just step on some Legos and put focus on his Bengals.
What?
I
No,
want to
no, no.
say. I want to say one
You
thing.
you want him to sit on some Legos?
Oh yeah, so hey, now you give me some ideas now. Thanks, Justin. Thank you.
Hey, all right. Hey, so while you're promoting our TikTok page,
Yeah.
why don't you promote what is to come this Thursday on our show at 10:30?
Yes. This Thursday we have Amy Piduto. Piduto. I'm trying not to butcher the last name. I'll ask her how to pronounce it. Either way, Amy will get a chance to join us this coming Thursday at 10:30. It's going to be an incredible interview. This past Wednesday we had Sandra Arndt, which we had an incredible interview with her, with myself and Justin. And of course, this one doesn't make any difference. I mean, with the amount of experience that she's had, I mean, she may not have the best record, but either way, though, I mean, she is an incredible
It don't
fighter,
matter.
and either way,
It
though, I
don't
mean.
matter. It don't matter.
Either way. But anyways, there's a lot of stories behind her, and I cannot wait to share them with you guys on Thursday. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in. But it's a 2-hour show from 10 to 12 on Thursday. 10:30 will be the interview. So make sure you guys check that out.
And on top of that, last night NWF, just a FYI, we have a new NWF heavyweight champion.
Ooh.
Currently, formerly holding was Rex, and man, it was a main event of the night. And let me see down here just make sure. And we ended up having. Sorry, I'm just distracted by the comments on the YouTube. I'm still trying to play that out, but we had Rex on facing DC. And while the referee was out, Hollywood took advantage of it and ended up costing Rex the title. So the new reigning, defending NWF Heavyweight Champion of the world belongs to DC. Trey's not too happy about it.
I want to say one thing. Hollywood took a nasty fall. He hit his head.
Yeah.
I hope he's doing okay. But
that was pretty bad. Luckily, there was a mat there, which I don't know how much he really hit on. He landed on his neck, and it was a gripe to hold. But yeah, prayers go out to hopefully nothing serious. But he looked okay afterwards. I mean, he was able to pull himself together.
Well, speaking of new champions, we've had some new champions over this week in wrestling. So it's been another crazy week in the wrestling world, especially from the Impact Wrestling on the side of things. Which we'll get to that.
We get into that as well. I just want to make sure I cover NWF because it leads me up to Trey's conversation here in a moment because we also have Jimbo. Was it James Cross? Defended his title against I can't say his name. Is it Pompano?
Joe Pompano Joe.
Pompano Joe. I'm gonna have to get that my head here. I apologize. But and it actually set up to another rivalry because I'm bad with names, but someone else came out and try to stop Jimbo from using the title and then he ended up using it on Pompano Joe and then back and forth and yeah, so we had the title, reigning, new title champion and a title defense. And then we had, we got to see Ella in action as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of great things. But talking about Hollywood, we got him and we saw him defeat which was I thought was a really big win.
And
The
very
Golden
big.
Boy, Jordan
The
Clearwater.
the Golden Boy. Man, was he looking good.
He looked phenomenal. Like
Yes, he did.
he looked like a Billy Gunn. Like you know how Billy Gunn just looks like he looks like a younger Billy Gunn right now. Well, it was
Yeah.
just interesting because like if you saw like for a moment I'm like, dude, they look like twins.
Did you get the picture up?
I don't have the picture downloaded. You sent it
Oh,
to my
shoot.
phone, not to the Facebook Messenger.
Facebook.
So I
So
had
if I
I
send
can't.
it, will you be able to get it in there?
I could try it. I
Sure.
could work on doing that. You guys
Okay.
would have to take some time. I believe the Kansas City just scored again, 13-7 now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unfortunately.
With less than a minute, 55 seconds left in the second. But yeah, it's all right though. I mean,
But
hey,
so yeah, the Golden Boy looked phenomenal. Trey, Jake, you know more about Jordan Clearwater,
oh
his
yeah, oh
success
yeah.
in Ring of Honor and New Japan.
Oh
And it
yeah.
was great. We got a chance to take pictures of him. We ran right over there at the bend, and it was a perfect time because he was supposed to go, and one of the guys just helped us out. All right, I'll try to pull it up. No promises, but also talking about that, who else we get a chance to take a picture with?
Oh man, and we got to take a picture with the legendary Wildcat Chris Harris. Legendary
Chris?
from TNA Impact.
And yeah, and who was he in the tag team with?
He actually he was not actually in a match. He was just
No,
there.
I'm talking about the tag team. Like he named the tag team that he was with.
Oh. He was a tag team with the Cowboy James Storm, but I do not remember the name of the tag team.
I'll help you out. It is the America's Most Wanted. That was their tag team name, the America's Most Wanted.
Trey, do you have something with you also?
With me.
Yes.
I do, but I gotta get Courtney to get it.
All right, well, get her to get it. But here, make the other announcement because you told me something coming up on the 27th.
Yes.
So for everybody watching and everybody on TikTok, we'll post it on there. January 27th, 10:30. The legendary Chris Harris will be on live on the Jay and Trey podcast. So don't miss out.
And you know what? The reason why he's so famous in TNA is because of his time. Earlier in the TNA days, I was telling Trey that it was during the Asylum days where
Yes.
Chris Harris and James Storm made their debut to facing phenomenal tag teams such as Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles to facing Sting to Jeff Jarrett, Christian Cage. I mean, these
Kurt
two have.
Angle.
Kurt Angle. I mean, they have went through so much. I think it was Team 3D at one point. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yet this time, Chris Harris was pretty much like an OG to TNA. I mean, he did have like one little run in the WWE ECW,
Yep.
but it didn't really last long. Then he actually recently came back to TNA after that whole thing. And last year he actually went back to Impact to support James Storm on James Storm's milestone that he had with Impact Wrestling.
Yeah,
So
1,000th match. His 1,000th match.
his 1,000th match that he had, and yet it was a very, very incredible one. And I'm very, very excited. We get a chance to ask him a lot of obviously TNA questions, but yeah, also some of the questions. I think he might be. Isn't he a Cincinnati? Is he from Cincinnati?
He is. He's from
Yeah.
actually the Northern Kentucky.
And so, yeah, we get a chance to ask him about his Bengals. But, hey, mark the day on your calendar. Like Trey said, January 29th, 10:30, we get a chance to interview the one, the only, one half of the America's Most Wanted, the Wildcat.
Chris
Say it,
Harris.
Trey. Chris Harris.
And it will be the 27th and not the 29th.
Yeah, I said 27th. Either way, though, it's gonna be a great one. We're gonna be having probably maybe an hour-long interview. Either way, we're gonna be spending a lot of time with Chris Harris. Hey, if you guys even have any questions, make sure you guys message us at TNC Sports Talk we will get a chance to have some fans questions. So yeah, if you want to be able to do that, then make sure you head over there or to head to our Instagram. We definitely need to promote the Instagram as well, and I can't stress that enough. At TNC Sports Talk on Instagram as well. So make sure you guys check things out because we have a lot to look forward to. I mean, hey, this is gonna be a great night. A great night, 3-hour show. I mean, we get a chance to
Yes.
have Armchair Booking, and hey, Trey. I mean, once when we get things confirmed, we're gonna be part of Armchair Booking here. I think hopefully tomorrow as well. Are you ready?
Hopefully, I'm ready.
Hey, I got some. I got 2 bags of gummy bears. If you need one, I'll ship them out to you tomorrow if I need to, because we're
Hey,
about to have
I
a
got
lot.
my favorite candy ever, Reese's. I'm good.
Oh my! Hey, you ever had a s'mores with Reese's on them?
No.
Oh, it's good. Oh, you have to give it a try come summertime season. Well, anyways, I think you sent the pictures to Justin, so yeah, we're currently waiting. There it is. There it is. Go ahead and talk about that.
Yes. That is Jordan Clearwater. He was such an amazing dude. He was so freaking tall too. I mean, he was so tall. He even asked Courtney if he needed kneel down to get into the picture.
I still think he would have been taller than you if he kneeled down. Like, man.
I think so too.
Like,
I
okay,
mean-
so but here's the thing, like here's that if you look at him, he looks like that, obviously that professional wrestler, that he looks like that AEW, image. He looks like the WWE version. Like if you would have went to WWE, he has the built for him, right? And then you see him face a guy like Hollywood, which is more like a downgrade, like the wannabe, right? Like, and they had the ponytails up, all tied up, and great experience. It was a fun time just to see him, just to, see him on the show. Now, here's the thing, I saw him going back and he started taking pictures. It was, we had our intermission at the time, right?
Yep.
And you're over there talking to Chris, and I'll show his picture in a moment. And I was like, I came out, I was like, why don't we go take a picture with Jordan Clearwater? Let's hurry up, like scoot your, break the law a little bit and get your scooter over there, and you did, and we were able to. Fortunate enough, I think it was exactly at the same time they were belling back us back to the seats. So great time, great opportunity, and then we also got that other opportunity with Cincinnati Bagel fan. It looks like Chris Harris.
He still looks incredible. He looks so incredible,
and he's also a tall dude too.
Well, he was nice enough to bend down. If he stood up, he would have been like, he probably wouldn't have hit the pitcher. I mean,
I will tell you all this, and I feel like I'm gonna have to do my homework with you guys, because if you guys have not got a chance to watch the America's Most Wanted matches back in like the old TNA days, I will definitely have to hook you guys up with a lot, because like I told Trey, I mean, many different feuds.
I say regardless, do it, just because, like, even though I have seen matches, it's been such a long time. I mean, you're talking like you're talking about 15 years ago, back when when TNA was relevant, well,
back
when
when
I say TNA was relevant, but I'm talking about all the top stars, all what made TNA was there. You talk about you've obviously mentioned some, Jeff Jarrett, Kurt Angle, Raven, the Dudley Boys, Kurt Angle, Jay Lethal. Remember Jay Lethal, Chris Sabin, Christopher Danielson, AJ Styles. I mean, all these guys. I mean, you had Angelina Love back in the day. I mean, you just Victoria when she left WWE. Like, this is ancient time. Like
Don West. I mean, this was like. And also, I will tell you this though. So yeah, in case you guys don't really know about their time period. So whenever they first made the Asylum, they actually had a very good history with the National Wrestling Alliance. So back then, they was competing for the NWA World Tag Team titles or the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
You got to remember that this was also still a promotion that once WWE left, I mean, this was a promotion before WWE officially got shut out of business, but it was anyone who wasn't going to go to WWE. This was the second home, and it was televised, and it was on the East Coast, and it was big and popping compared to, especially around that time. A lot of wrestling was not televised also, maybe was televised locally or in regions. This was not nationally televised across the entire United States other than WWE.
So pretty much, you guys seen the Abyss mask where it's like real ripped, right? Well,
Yes.
yet back then the old Abyss had like his like mouth cover, so yet the only person that was
Looked like a cane mask.
Kind of like a cane mask, yes, but yet the one person that managed him was Father James Mitchell. I don't know if you guys remember him, but yet that was his manager, and yet the Abyss was in like barbed wire matches against Sabu, Rhino. This was like incredible TNA days, and yet I cannot wait to be able to get a chance to do this.
Like, I thought
channels.
Raven was more relevant in TNA than he was in WWE. Just like.
Something very, very interesting about Raven. He actually had a feud with Larry Zbyszko in TNA.
He did.
Yes, that was
before he was Raven, though. Before he was Raven.
Then we got a chance to see the original LAX, which was Homicide, Hernandez, Conan. I mean, and then
oh my goodness,
it was just
and then
Jim Cornette was a part of it as well.
See, that's the thing. I kind of fell off TNA watching when kind of around the same time Aces and Eights was there.
Oh, that was like
that's because they were changing channels, and not every cable promotion had the channel. And
so
like, if you jumped off my channel rating, I couldn't watch you, therefore I couldn't follow you.
It's kind of bad. Like, back then, before Fox Sports 1, we actually had Fox Sports Net, which was originally on. It was on Fox Sports Net, then went to Spike TV, then went to Anthem, then to another channel, Destination America, and then now Access TV. So TNA has changed a lot.
Oh my goodness, the Chiefs just scored another touchdown with 13 seconds left.
21-7.
No wonder you're so quiet about the game over there.
I'm just trying to be able to have a good show. Y'all don't gotta really do that to me. Let's go ahead and focus on the show. We don't really need to focus on the game.
All right. So, want to focus on the show. Coming up in hour number 2. Let me tell you this. I have, which is actually going to go well in our category, which we're going to talk about hour number 3. But we have WWE. That's the category. And think of matches. Think of wrestlers and think of matches. And it's really, I mean, some of these guys are actually surprisingly on the list.
Okay,
well, they're mainly men. I think there's a couple women, but think of matches and think of numbers. Okay. So here we gotta step away, take a break here. Coming up here at 10. When we come back, listen, we got to keep it short and sweet. We got to take another break before we get Armchair Booking on. So when we come back, we'll kind of prepare for Armchair Booking. We'll get them the link and everything, and then we'll get going. We got 3 hours here with you tonight on the ending off the week of the Jay and Trey podcast. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, way up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up, counting all the way up, count blessings, and you know we pray up, way up, pray up, on track, now we going way up, way up, now we going way up, now we going on track, now we going way up, way up, now we going way up, now we going.
Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to the Jay and Trey podcast. What were you mentioning down here?
What was you talking about, Trey?
You asked me if I had something, and I said that I had to go get Courtney.
I was looking for the here. Do you want me to grab it really fast?
Yeah.
All right, let me grab it really fast.
All right, so while Justin gets that, we have a lot to be prepared for you guys. It looks like he came back right on time. See, whenever he's not here, I pretty much would have to do the leading, which I'm okay with that anyway. So you can still hear me, but yet,
Right.
give us a moment here, folks. He went to get something.
So how's the snow over there? Is it pretty bad?
I can feel the cold air through the windows. That's how bad it is right now. I mean,
I think we have last time I seen was like about an inch.
we've not had drastic inches like from what the storm said, but I mean, we've gotten some, but not a lot.
My roads and everything's covered, so it's getting bad over here.
Yeah. So while we're waiting on Justin here real quick, I do want to get a chance to talk to you guys. Don't forget about the giveaway that I mentioned earlier. I mean, Thursday we have a big show, and of course Chris Harris won us. I mean, I feel like with the podcast we've gotten so much bigger than what we started. So a lot to look forward to that. Plenty of guests, plenty of chances, and plus to win some autographs. Don't forget, January 29th, we announced the winner of 2 Brian Jansen autographs. Make sure you head over to our TikTok at TNC Sports Talk. And, of course, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. I'll definitely have to be doing a lot of posting there for sure.
I really can't wait for the legendary Chris Harris to be on. That's going to be such a big episode.
He's a legend in his own way. I mean, I feel like, you hate getting up in the morning, which I'm pretty sure you have to get yourself some Starbucks coffee. But just getting up is really worth it. I mean, it's like, getting yourself a pot of coffee and then get a chance to interview the Wildcat Chris Harris. I mean, there's so much to go on as we got Justin here back. Justin, are you all right?
Can you hear me?
Be good. Yep.
Okay. I stepped away, and as soon as I stepped away, a big fuzz came down on my screen. And I was like, okay, what was that? I don't know. Here, I guess. Okay, let's play into this. Stumpify Gaming. Hey, Jake, why is the Bengals better than the Steelers? Yeah, can you answer that one?
Because they are.
I would like to know who Stumpify Gaming is, because he's got to be someone from either TVR or Hennessy.
Well, I know who it is. Think about it.
Who?
Is it someone that we know?
It is someone that me and him know.
Oh, you two know? I'm cut out of this one? Am I cut? You're not going to share this with me?
He knows.
I know.
You guys want to tell me who it is so I could be in the game?
This is Jared.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would say I would.
Well then, yeah, the Bengals are fucking better than the Steelers.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, go ahead.
I want to say one thing.
Yes.
And this is live. He's here. Bengals are better than the Ravens too. Don't you worry about it. Don't be messing with
Hey, hold on. Let me clear the air here. Both the Bengals and the Steelers are better than the Ravens.
Hold on. Let the Steelers fan talk, because who finished last in their division? Who didn't make it to the playoffs? Whose quarterback did not show up?
Hold on. The Ravens didn't make it to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, thank you. See here. So that's the so how does finish?
But yet again, the Browns should. You know as well as I do. The Browns should be in.
Well, either way, though, the Browns chose to yet the Browns are third, while the Ravens, are in fourth place. So yet,
So he
hey,
had to respot the ball. That was okay. So we were just looking at this. It's halftime here in with Pittsburgh and Kansas City, and I guess that was one thing that was just showing the replay, and I guess it was he had to reposition the ball. The referee that's in the back on the defensive side, that's back there in the playing field, right? They have to set the ball down. That's what they are, the ones that set the ball. They keep an eye on that ball, and if it wasn't set to where they're supposed to be set, and when the it was set down, but then all the players came up, and usually the center will come up to the ball, pick it up, and then put it like a foot normally. Anyways,
Trey.
I wanted just to show this really fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is what I got.
That is just totally sick.
That is beautiful.
Right. So, but the thing is that Trey, you got yours too.
Yes, I will bring mine in.
I wanted you to show it up to everybody here.
I will get that to you in just a second.
You also got to see that. That's also Christopher Daniels down there. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know who this guy is. Honestly,
let's see. That is that
guy's walking the cage.
That is a Felix Shepard, or I'll have to look it up. But yet that move was when he was walking on top of the steel cage and actually did a hurricanrana off of one of either Harris or James Storm, and that was that turning point. That was actually back when they were the Impact Zone had like two entrances at the in the Orlando Resort Studios in Orlando, Florida. So that was pretty much their Impact Zone for the longest period of time, really, truly.
Have a good night. Hey, babe. I need you to get the autograph.
So, anyways, we have we're fortunately there, and Trey tells a story last night how we were he was seeing, you met Chris Harris. He was up and down this score checkboard, the merchandise table. He finds Chris Harris. He was like, "How much is that autograph?" He was like, he was like, "Oh yeah, that's $5." All right. So, and he was like, "Yeah, well, if you buy one, we'll make sure he'll come out and sign it during intermission." So we got him to we ended up getting one for all of us. You're getting one too. We just got to ship yours out down the road. Also, I don't know. Is it you okay? Let me ask you this: do you want to wait until the end of the month, or do you want to just kind of preview it now? It's up to you.
I've already seen it, so you might as well preview.
No, not yours. I'm not worried about that. I'm talking about for February. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Go ahead and preview it now. Let's go ahead and show.
You want to talk about it now, or do you want to wait until February and get people hyped up?
Let's go. I think we need to go ahead and tell them now, because there's a reason for them to be hyped up.
All right. So Trey, share the one that you have real quick.
I need the other. Okay, this is the one that I picked out for myself.
Okay. Which I like.
But that was from last year.
Which is one of my favorites, which is the Cowboy and Chris Harris.
Yeah.
And I want to show you one more thing before I get to February's.
Yeah.
I also picked up Jake, the Good Brothers, and it is signed by Carl Anderson himself.
Too sweet me.
So next,
all right.
If you don't too sweet, then there's something wrong with you.
Okay, here he is.
Yes. That's
Jake
so awesome.
can do the promo here.
Jake, go ahead. Take offers away, because this is February.
This is the giveaway that we're going to be giving out to anyone for our special giveaway. We're going to bring up all the details for that. That'll be in February. But this is going to be February's giveaway, a signed autograph from the Wildcat Chris Harris. So yeah, you guys do not want to miss it out. Of course, obviously this month we are currently going to be giving out the Brian Danielson autograph. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in. But yeah, don't miss it for next month. It's going to be a great.
We're giving away 2 Brian Danielsons this month on the 29th, and then on the 19th. I want to say that's the 19th. Yes, because it's Elimination Chamber, or at least the next Premier Live
for now.
WWE. that this upcoming giveaway for Chris Harris. We're gonna give it away. You guys will come up with the details. Let us know on that. All right. Hey, you know what? Coming up next is gonna be. We've been promoting this for quite some time. It's a couple good friends. We'll explain more here in just a moment. We got to step away. When we come back, we got Armchair Booking joining us here on our show.
Speak
Go.
clarity, 'cause there's too much noise around us. Or maybe it's just me. There's trash out in the sea, yeah, but I'm just too dry to reach it. So speak sincerely. I'm still waiting, yeah, for you to come around and save me. Will you stay with me? I'm lost here in America. Will you stay with me now? 'Cause I'm lost here in America. Stay with me. I'm lost here in America. Stay with me now, 'cause I'm lost here in America. So I crawl into the underground to find it hard to breathe, 'cause there's too much dust in the air, and we can't reverse the wheel. Cause I found when I've searched around lately, the world seems to be the same. There's no room for the privilege and sacred, yeah. Oh, everyone too crazy. Will you stay with me? I'm lost here in America. Will you stay with me now? 'Cause I'm lost here in America. Stay with me. I'm lost here in America. Stay with me.
Somebody wanted to come join.
Huh?
I said somebody wanted to come join. But
Hey, we got a party going on here tonight. I like it.
yes.
You know what, man? I'm pretty actually nervous a little bit for our next coming up people here. You know, like three's a crowd. I'm excited though. To have
I'm
the next
very,
couple
very
people join
excited.
us. While we're waiting for them to join the stream, we had ourselves an opportunity a couple weeks ago. Steve Barber from Armchair Booking kind of reached out to him. You know, here's our story. Back on the 27th of November, we went. Trey and I went to a venue for NWF where we ended up having the Monster Abyss was inducted to NWF's Hall of Fame, and Juice met us after the show, talked up. He says, "Hey, listen, yeah, across the hall, there's another guy that was actually doing a podcast in the local area." And I was like, well, okay, great, And so we waited a couple weeks, and I finally messaged him out, reached out to him, hey, listen, you guys, just want to introduce ourselves. We're locally. We're doing the same thing you're kind of doing, talking about wrestling, going out to these events. And instantaneously, I think we should start promoting each other on each other's shows. Crazy enough. And I, got a chance to watch a couple of episodes. They just went live on YouTube now, or not live on YouTube, but recordings on YouTube at Armchair Booking. You can find them on all social media accounts at Armchair Booking, as well as streaming services, audio services, Armchair Booking, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You could also check them out. They have on, I think it was like T Public. They have merchandise there, which I just got myself a Armchair Booking shirt a couple weeks
Justin,
ago.
check the comments real quick. Justin, check the comments.
What's going on?
They are having some login issues real quick.
Did you guys check the second one I sent you?
So pretty much while we're talking about Armchair Booking, I got a chance to be able to make a very special post for them because hey, they deserve to be able to be appreciated. They deserve all the hype. I've listened to a couple of their episodes, and I've been a really huge favorite of Armchair Booking. And hey, I mean, think about this.
Without further ado, let's bring in one. Let's bring in Steve Barber, the host of Armchair Booking. Steve, how you doing?
Doing all right, man. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly fine.
Hey,
I
am trying to get the link to Dwaylon as well right now.
Okay.
So give me a second. I know the second. Yeah, the second link I know. The first one, it just died on me.
Yeah, I apologize. That's why I double checked it because I'll send it out and I'll double click it just to make sure it gets on my end. And I know that's how I could confirm it. And I was like, crud.
Right.
First of all,
go ahead, Trey.
First of all, I want to say it's good to finally meet you.
Oh, same here, man. Thank you so
how
much
are you guys doing? How's your family?
We're doing okay. Well, ish. Because like I said, I mean, my wife and I both were diagnosed with COVID, unfortunately. She's actually a little bit worse off than I am right now. I may have already had it before she did. We may have actually caught it separately because she was actually out of town. She was actually down in Florida for a work trip. And she started feeling bad while she was there. And then she had to fly back from Orlando up to Cincinnati with a stuffy nose or a stuffy head.
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, so she's been pretty bad since then. Hold on, let me get this to Dwaylon real quick.
Yeah. So, honestly, we all hope that she feels better. We all hope you feel better in the situation. And, it's very, very difficult. Trust me. I understand that. I had it a couple of weeks ago, and it ain't easy. It ain't easy.
But I think the story is for a little different for Steve and I because, okay, so have you gotten COVID or are you just kind of coming down with a little?
No, I have COVID. I mean, I was diagnosed with it.
My wife
she actually took a home test. She got back Thursday. She took the home test Thursday night, and it came back positive, and I think it was screaming positive.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then, and so I called my work, and they said, hey, just stay home. And then my son, of course, we had to keep him from school. The school actually gave me a free test. And, so I got it home, and I took it, and that thing also started screaming. And, there was like no doubt. And so we and this is actually the second time my wife and I have caught it. We actually both had it last February. And we both got vaccinated after that, and here we still caught it. So I'm guessing that we caught the Transformer variant, whatever.
I'll say with me, I'm getting ready to go get my booster here in a couple of weeks. So I'm hoping at least that works out. So
yeah,
you kind of been fighting this sickness, Steve, for like a month now. I mean, since mid-December.
I think I actually had like something else, like some kind of flu, maybe even before that, because I mean, I was coughing. And I ended up cracking a rib coughing. Not my first time doing that, which makes me sound really like a wuss. But I've cracked a rib twice now, coughing, and once sneezing. And and when you do that, you can't cough or sneeze or even laugh sometimes for a while. And because every time you do, it's like, you just want to start crying.
Well, compared to the people that we talk about on our shows, we to have a cracked rib ourselves and then not be able to tolerate that, compared to the wrestlers that crack and have bones issues like that. Let's bring in Dwaylon.
Yep.
Hey, us?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. Y'all doing all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you guys for joining us here. It feels like the last couple of weeks we've just been going back and forth and promoting each other left and right. Yeah. And I got absolutely no problem with it. I'm hoping to, help you guys out and help your channel goes out. But hey, congratulations making it to YouTube now.
Thank you.
I've been kind of keeping up with the last couple episodes. I'm still watching the last one. But gosh, that finally gets you guys on.
Yeah, that was one it was like we kind of threw it together last minute. It's just like, all right, it's like, oh crap, dude, we don't have a topic yet because we've had so much that's going on, Christmas and New Year's. But weirdly enough, and Dwaylon and I, we've talked about this quite a few times. We try to plan things out like well in advance. Say, okay, on this day we're going to do this show, this day we're going to do this show, and then all of a sudden something really newsworthy will happen. We're like, well, wait a minute, we need to divert and get on that, and then somebody will hit us up and say, hey, I want to be on your show. and this is like, and I want to come on the show. This is like my only time I can be on. We're like, okay, let's go ahead and divert again. And so we will add shows in the middle of the week if we need to, especially for people interviewing. So, and I know it keeps me busy. I know it keeps Dwaylon busy too.
Yeah.
So I guess the first for.
I think he might have more technical difficulties issues.
Justin, your mic just totally went out, dude.
Your mic, So,
It's out, bro.
Yeah, it's out, bro. So, real quick, so how long have you guys been doing pretty much the show? How long have you guys been doing this?
Well, the podcast itself has been around for about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I started it first, and we had the idea about 4 years ago, Dwaylon. It was the first time I kicked the idea to you.
Yeah,
and because he and I, anytime when anything wrestling happens, we're always like texting each other back and forth. Saying, "Hey, did you see that? Oh my God, I can't believe they did that. Oh my, what are they? Then after a while, I was like, you know what? We need to have our own podcast because this sounds exactly like the conversations that Comrade Thompson is having on all his 800 podcasts that he does every week.
Oh yeah. So let me ask you a question though. So you talked about trying to be able to plan a show. I mean, does it get really difficult knowing full well that something newsworthy always happens in the wrestling world?
It can be like that sometimes, but every once in a while you'll go, huh, nothing really happened this week. Nothing major happened this week or happened in the past few days. Now in the past few months, it's been like, Dwaylon would text me, they released 10 more people today.
Yeah.
Which we actually had some crazy news about Mustafa Ali. But I don't know if you guys know about that today. So,
he texted me.
Yeah.
May I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, I've been a wrestling fan since 2000. How long have you guys been a wrestling fan?
Oh wow, he's a young pup, Dwaylon.
He's a young boy.
I'm 48 years old, and I've been a wrestling fan since I was 5.
That's incredible.
My grandmother got me into it, and even when I was in college, she would call me and ask like when the shows that me and her usually watched, when they were coming on and what channel and all that. But yeah, I've been a wrestling fan as long as I can remember.
I'm 6 weeks younger than Dwaylon, so I just want to point out he is older than me. But I've been a wrestling fan since I was around 9 or 10. And it was one of the things, just one Saturday morning, I was flipping through channels. I'm like, oh, what is this? And it was the Mid-Atlantic area, the Jim Crockett Promotions. Yeah. And so that was around 1984, actually. So, yeah, a long time.
Very long time.
We can hear you.
Okay. I apologize.
Oh, no problem.
Now, do you guys have a favorite wrestler?
Current or all time?
All time.
All time, mine is Shawn Michaels.
Ooh, the Heartbreak Kid.
Yep.
Yeah. Mine. All time. It's kind of a toss up between the Undertaker and Ric Flair.
Yeah.
We gotta go with Taker, man.
I know, but their styles are so different. That's why,
So besides Taker, I gotta probably choose the Von Erichs.
The Von Erichs. I mean, I want to hear their thoughts about the Von Erichs.
Well, it's just they grew up in the wrestling, and they've had like really incredible matches. It's definitely a big tragedy. I think it's kind of like the first big tragedy we've all really seen that's actually been out there. That really started. I mean, I wouldn't say started, but it kind of started the whole negativity of how you kind of go out, if you know what I mean. Like, without going into detail.
Yeah, so pretty much, I mean, you guys have been around. You guys have seen a lot of crazy wrestling stories. Did you always had one wrestling story that you guys will always remember to this day?
Wow.
I don't know, because there's several.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking, 30 some odd, on Dwaylon's case, over 40 years.
Yeah.
Of just wrestling watching experience.
Well, I guess let's start off with this. Do you guys have like a favorite promotion? Because growing up, also everything was separated by territory.
Yeah, mine was Jim Crockett Promotions. That was my
Okay.
favorite growing up.
Yep, same here. And because I was fortunate enough to be, at the time I lived in North Carolina. Dwaylon and I didn't actually meet until right as our junior year in high school started in 1989.
Wow.
And then we've been, close friends ever since. I mean, we always joke and say we met because we were wearing the same AC/DC T-shirt.
Yeah.
But we figured out, we were friends, and then we figured out we liked wrestling even after the facts. I mean, that made us even better friends. But before that, I lived in North Carolina, which was the heart of Jim Crockett, and so that one has always been kind of my favorite. But some of the other ones I did try to follow as much as what I could, because, like you said, everything was very regionalized, very territorialized. Occasionally, you may get some of the other territories in your area, but I mean, I liked keeping up with world class. I actually like keeping up with, at the time, it was Mid Southern Wrestling out of Memphis, in which, of course, Jerry Lawler, Jerry Jarrett, and all them. But a lot of that was also through the magazines, so I knew of the WWF. I didn't actually see the WWF until I just happened to catch it at a friend of mine's house who had the great big honking satellite dish. But,
Yeah. So, real quick question: did you guys ever have an all-time favorite wrestling event?
Wow, an all-time favorite wrestling event?
Yes. And there's been a lot of great ones. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I always kind of go back to some of the early Starcades just because I'm old like that.
Mhm.
I remember when the first WrestleManias were starting, and then some of the other promotions, they were trying to get the supercards together, and then the Royal Rumble. That's always one of my favorites every year. So as far as one single card, I mean, that one's hard to say. Just because, like you said, there are so many.
I think mine would be WrestleMania 17. That's still it still holds up very well, and for me, that is still probably the best pay-per-view, top to bottom, that I've ever seen. It's definitely the best WWE pay-per-view they've ever produced.
Oh, of all time, without a doubt. I mean, you talk about the production. I mean, the matches, everything was just from top to bottom incredible.
Yeah, and that Austin Rock, the video package alone drew you into that pay-per-view.
The Limp Bizkit, My Way.
My Way, yeah.
To me, I'm one of those dudes that, yes, The Rock and Austin was great, but the TLC match was one of my favorites of the card. I mean, just how incredible it was.
All right. We're talking about wrestling here. Is there a favorite storyline? Because wrestling's built on storylines. Do you guys have individual storylines that you guys liked? Throughout watching wrestling.
Honestly, I kind of came late in the game on this one, but the CM Punk against the world, more or less, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
With him doing the pipe bomb, and it seemed like his was more of an invasion kind of on its own rather than what the WCW did later on. I mean, it was CM Punk against everybody. In fact, Dwaylon and I, we did a watch along of the match between him and John Cena at that one SummerSlam. And I had never seen it because I was in the military for 20 years. I was stationed overseas, and so a lot of the stuff I had missed. So Dwaylon's been catching me up on a lot of things. And but he said, "Dude, we got to do a watch along in that match," and we did. I mean, and it was truly a reaction for me watching that, and I was like, "Holy crap!" This match is hard to beat, period.
Mine would be, it's still CM Punk, but it is the Summer of Punk from Ring of Honor, where he won the title on his way out, and then he had that all summer he was talking about taking the title to WWE. He even signed his WWE contract on the Ring of Honor World title, and it was just amazing, that entire thing. I mean, the way he had, because he was a babyface going into what was originally supposed to be his final match, had the crowd in his hand, immediately turned heel as soon as he won the title, and just to make that switch from the fans booing you 25 minutes later, cheering you, and 25 minutes later they're booing you out of the building, took just a tremendous amount of talent. He's just really good, but that's probably my favorite.
Well, since we're sharing all of them just really fast, I can't deny. I don't know. Maybe you guys could disagree, but you talk about really true storylines. If you talk more like in-ring wrestling storylines, I have to really say that I really enjoyed the year-long storyline between The Undertaker and Randy Orton, just because if Randy Orton never went through that whole year, I don't know if he would have been as legend as he was, because he grew up in that year, from not showing up to his pre-match at WrestleMania with Taker to having an incredible feud with him for like 8, 9, 12, 10 months later, and that kind of really, I think, matured him enough to become the wrestler he wanted to become. I don't know. Maybe you guys disagree.
Trey, what's your favorite one?
Mine is the Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, the Battle of the Custody with Dominic.
To me, there's been a lot of incredible ones. There's been so many, but if I had to pick as far as my favorite storyline, I'm gonna have to agree with Steve on this one. With CM Punk versus the World. I mean, at the time it was like whatever he was doing, you would just drop what you're doing and watch CM Punk make magic. Whether it was making pipe bombs or just putting on an incredible performance whenever he won the title back at Money in the Bank in 2011. I really think that set the tone for CM Punk as a character to say, hey, I'm going to walk away with the WWE Championship. And he did just that. I mean, Punk brought a lot of attention to him in this storyline. And I will say this, at the time, him and Cena were incredible. Amazing chemistry. They know how to perform incredible matches. Of course, with a great storyline as well, along with Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Hey, question for you, Steve. You said you were in the military for 20 years. Did you ever were you around when you did they? I guess you did ever participate in the in any of the tribute to the troop stuff when they came overseas and whatnot, or?
No, I never got a chance to experience those. I mean, I did deploy to Kuwait and I deployed to Afghanistan. I did meet Toby Keith. I don't know if that counts for anything.
Yeah.
I remember the concert. I saw the concert. It's on YouTube, I think. Were you in that crowd?
The one at Bagram Airfield in 2009. It feels like Toby Keith was.
So.
Toby Keith went over there. He went over there every year, so I mean, it's hard to say. Sorry, I'm probably some cough drops in my mouth because I'm still kind of battling the gunk. But no, I never got to experience the tribute to the troops. Never got to do that. I mean, I always appreciated the WWE doing that because and they were flying in on military aircraft to do that. They weren't flying in commercial, so they had a little bit rougher conditions than what they were probably used to. Even though I will say, if anybody complains about flying on a C-130, C-130s are so comfortable. The web seating, I mean, they're so nice.
So real quick, I want to get a chance to ask you both this. I mean, obviously, we talked about favorite storylines and favorite events, and I want to put you guys on the spot. What was y'all's favorite wrestling theme song?
A true wrestling theme song, or a song somebody used?
I mean, either one. I mean, it could be any theme, from any type of era that we've seen over the years in wrestling. So yeah, what was y'all's favorite?
Motorhead, the game.
Ooh, that's a really good one. All right.
That's probably my favorite one.
I have that song on my playlist.
Yeah. I do too.
Playlist.
I definitely have it on my playlist.
For me, a lot of people forget about this one. The Edge, when he played "Never Gonna Stop."
Oh, with Rob Zombie. Yeah, that was a really good one. Justin, what was your favorite?
So because I got two favorite ones. I got the Evolution.
Okay, Motorhead. All right.
That one, and then I also got is it Limp Bizkit?
Limp Bizkit,
Rollin' One. Those are my two favorite ones. I really got to say Limp Bizkit's my favorite one.
Trey, what was yours?
Well, I've actually got multiple. I'm gonna start off with the Unmasked Kane.
Slow Chemical, Single 11.
Broken Dreams.
Harvest.
Evolution.
Obviously, yeah.
And I'm gonna say Edge's theme song now.
Yeah.
Metalingus.
Metalingus by Ultra Bridge. To me, if I had to pick like my top 3 all-time favorites, obviously it's going to go with Edge's Metalingus because I love Ultra Bridge. 2, people don't realize, but Stone Cold Steve Austin had a thing with Disturbed. That is my top 3. And as far as like my third favorite one, I'm gonna have to say, obviously the Game from Motorhead, because those 3 bands were just like so incredible in my eyes, and I just couldn't stop listening to the theme songs. And I actually got all 3 of them on my playlist. So Metalingus is definitely my top favorite.
All right, so I gotta ask you guys, when you guys put in, the work for a show, a podcast, what is kind of, how do you guys determine? Are you guys just picking a subject, or exactly what is the entire process for you guys?
Some are probably a little bit arduous than others, but in some cases it's, one of us will text the other and say, "Hey, I have an idea. How about this?" And the other one will go, "All right."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like, whoever comes up with it first, and I mean, and there are some ideas we've said, okay, we have this idea, but it'll be more appropriate later on down the road. Because like later on this month, we are going to be doing some Royal Rumble episodes, but those make more sense to do in January rather than like in August, which is SummerSlam season. And then sometimes we'll look and go, like I said before, oh, we don't have anything, but we've kind of been able to come up with things pretty quickly on the fly as far as the subjects, because I can still do research really quick, and so can Dwaylon. And a lot of times we already have it on the brain anyway. And sometimes the research is just going to reconfirm stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I know some of that actually doesn't sound like we're prepared, but oddly enough, we are prepared. It's just doesn't, maybe that we citing our sources, it's, we're not writing a research paper. We're just trying to get it up real quick. So I'm doing bullet points rather than long sentences. If that makes any sense.
Right. Well, the reason I'm asking, because you and I talked a couple weeks ago, and I know you guys take a lot of pride into every show that you guys put out there. I mean, if it's not, if it doesn't want to go together, you guys ain't gonna submit it out there to the public. You guys will have, you guys have high standards for that. And obviously the dynamic, I guess, of our show, we kind of give you more of a day-to-day update and news, and more of sports. But so what's the dynamic going into the show? I mean, obviously I see Steve, you kind of take the lead on things, and you guys just start going back and forth. Is it just a natural, I mean, you guys just is there like a game plan? Do you guys just start talking and just, hey, wherever it takes us? Or
more or less? Yeah, I mean, the way we put it, we try to get everything to go organically. Because that way we're not forcing. We don't want to be like the WWE, what they've called criticism for so many years now. Everything's scripted. Yeah. And because I have my bullet points I want to hit, Dwaylon has his bullet points he want to hit. Yeah. He wants to hit, and we'll make sure we text each other. Hey, I want to make sure we hit these points, and we try to segue into them about as naturally as what we can without making it sound too forced.
Yeah, we just have, we have conversations, like it's to me on the podcast, it's the same as us having a conversation through text, or if we were in person, it would be the same type of conversation, just that back and forth, sharing opinions and, things of that nature.
I do got to ask you guys this. You talked about trying to get episodes ready for the Royal Rumble event. Are you guys planning on talking about some history with the Royal Rumble event?
That was one of the things. But the second thing, the first thing we had talked about, this was before we started putting things on YouTube. We wanted to do a watch along of Royal Rumble '92. But unfortunately, if we do a watch along, that means that we'll have the video that's copyrighted by WWE, which means we'll get hit with the copyright. And so that one might end up being audio only, because that to me is still the greatest Royal Rumble match of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, and it's the 30th anniversary of it. So, I mean, I think it's only fair that we do that one. And it's also kind of a follow-up, because we did do a watch along of the Survivor Series in '91 when Taker beat Hogan for the title. And then that all led up to Royal Rumble '92.
Yep.
Yes.
And so just to hate disappointed people, that one might either be audio only or the audio will even get pumped up to YouTube.
I love, by the way, I don't know if you've ever had to deal with this, probably not, but back in, I want to say October, we started implementing little breaks, right, and for our shows, and it, designed to help separate segments. Well, we thought it would be a great idea to play trailers in promotion of the subjects we talk about, right? We got hit. Luckily, we got a bypass on the WrestleMania trailer. But like AEW doesn't necessarily have a problem with us playing their promotional videos. I've been, I actually been reached out a few weeks ago saying, yeah, if you guys want to use one of our promotion trailers, use it. I'm not going to copyright you guys. You guys are giving us free publicity here. It's just like WWE. It's really tooth and nails just to work with outside.
I remember, the first time I actually got a chance to join the talk show, Justin and Trey, we was getting hyped up because it was our first time joining the talk show, and all of a sudden we get hit with a copyright. I'm like, oh my gosh. You mean to tell me my first time ever on the show when we get hit with a copyright? I was like, okay, it's like, as long as it's on Spotify, that's all that matters.
Well, Dwaylon, go ahead, Trey.
I want to point out that, the day that happened, Justin was actually at work. So I was like, hey, bro, we just got copyrighted. And he's like freaking out. Like, I'll take care of this. What happened? Where did we go wrong? It was actually pretty funny, but, we had to fix it.
I was so upset about that. I was like, why?
Now, hey, Dwaylon, since, we are planning on having Jake and Trey, I'll let you guys know, because I know y'all been kind of wondering about that. We are planning on having you guys on tomorrow night. Dwaylon, if we get hit with the copyright for some reason, we're going to blame Jake.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to know that. So this man right here.
Yeah.
This man right here.
Right there.
blame the caveman. Don't blame me.
All right. Hey, so listen. So you guys are planning to having them on tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I'm working, which God, man, I really would like to be on if I could. We're gonna have to probably schedule another time where I join you guys and make some time for that. But so other than the Royal Rumble stuff you guys said you guys are working on, is there anything else that is upcoming that people should know about you guys? Being on YouTube, being on all these audio streams, anything else to look forward to here coming up?
We're working with we're working on a plan for a show for Black History Month. We're going to talk to. We have some.
We have one confirmed.
Yeah,
I don't want to say any names yet, but yeah, we have one confirmed so far.
Okay, and but we're trying to get several Black wrestlers and kind of have a panel, so and have them to discuss what it's like being being Black in professional wrestling.
That's very, very awesome, and I look forward to that. Hey, we need to give Trey some questions, because it's obviously it's been me and Justin. So Trey, you got anything you want to ask him?
Okay, go ahead, Trey.
I do, guys. I got one question that I want to ask them personally. What was your favorite championship?
Okay.
With the hard stuff.
Mine's easy. The big gold belt. That's mine too. That's my all-time favorite championship belt. I mean, I have a replica of the current WWE championship. I love it, but my absolute favorite belt is the big gold belt.
You talking about the World Heavyweight Championship, the one that got brought to NWO and WCW and Okay.
Yep. I always say it's Ric Flair's belt.
One of my favorite. Is it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I kind of digress. For me, it feels like a SmackDown belt. I mean, SmackDown carried it for so many years.
Yeah, but it started out in Jim Crockett Promotions. Flair was the first one to show it on camera, and to me it's always been Ric Flair's belt.
What about you?
That's the first person I think of whenever I see it.
Oh, same here. But my favorite, in fact, there's two. The immediate predecessor to the big gold belt, which was the big gold dome, which I know Dwaylon hates that belt for some reason.
I don't know why. I can't stand that
belt. It's the one that kind of got made famous, I guess, by Harley Race. I guess it was the first one to really make it famous.
Yeah.
But it's got kind of some of the flags on the side. I mean, I always like that design. and then the old Mid-Atlantic belt, because if you looked at it, actually had like some of the Mid-Atlantic states on the front of it. And that was the one, here's a name for y'all. Avalanche Buzz Tyler, he was the champion. He and Dusty Rhodes had a disagreement. And he's like, well, screw you, and took off with the belt. And then later on, I saw him on a used car lot commercial down in Rock Hill, South Carolina, because I was speaking of South Carolina stations, and they were advertising him as a Mid-Atlantic champion. He's holding the belt. I'm like, what happened here?
I do want to ask you guys, talking about old time wrestling, because I've really just heard this out of my parents and my dad and older people that I know, but just understanding, there was this match that, if you guys could testify, that probably is one of my favorite matches I loved watching, if this was the case, was the Highway in Texas match. You guys hear that match? You guys ever heard about that match? I think Dustin Rhodes were really known for this, where they went in a semi truck and they had hay and weapons.
Oh,
It was
King of the Road.
Yeah, King of the Road. It was
Dustin
Rhodes and Barry
Darsow.
Darsow. Yeah, he was called the Blacktop Bully.
Yep.
And
have you actually seen any of those matches? Were they good?
I've seen
that's the only one.
Yeah, I saw that match. It was terrible because there wasn't much they were able to do except throw hay bales at each other. And
did someone get thrown off?
No. That part they were kept safe, and they were actually in the back roads of like Tupelo, Mississippi.
Yeah.
And the stupid thing was they filmed it during the day, and so it's all daylight, but they're acting like it was live. And meanwhile, live it's like
dark
nighttime.
out. Yeah. And both of them got fired right after that match because they both bladed. And there was a strict no blading policy in WCW then. And so they both got fired like right after that match.
Yep. And that's when we got Goldust.
Yep.
So it actually worked out well.
WCW made up a lot of crazy concept matches. I think they had correct me if I'm wrong, they had a Halloween Havoc. It was like some sort of like a steel cage and had like this chair in there. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was
because Abdullah the Butcher ended up getting shocked in the chair.
Yeah, and if you watch the footage of that match as it was starting, you see the lever. I was thinking, and they had to actually push it back up.
Yeah, and that's the worst looking cage I think I've ever seen. It's like I don't know who built that, but they should have got a refund because that was awful.
Talking about cages, what is your favorite cages that dated all the way back to the classic blue one?
I hate the blue one. I'll be honest with you. I hate the blue one. It just, to me, that it was just for visuals, and they said it was for Hogan and Bundy. They were reinforcing it. No, it was for camera shots. That's all it was.
Right.
Yeah.
That and for Hogan to have more leverage as he's climbing up, because Bundy's not going to be climbing up no matter what kind of
no.
And, but I mean, as far as cage matches, so my favorite two cage matches are probably the I Quit match between Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard, and then the very next year at Starrcade was the Rock and Roll Express and the Andersons for the NWA World Tag Team titles.
Now, I've seen grainy footage of the Buzz Sawyer and Tommy Rich match from the Omni in Atlanta. And it's where WWE got the idea for Hell in a Cell, because it had it was a cage and had sort of like a roof on it, but it was just a standard cage, but it had a roof on it, so Buzz Sawyer couldn't get out. But it's a good match, but it's really hard to find a clear copy of it.
Talking about Hell in a Cell, did you guys ever have a favorite Hell in a Cell match?
I mean, the one with Foley and Taker. I mean, because that one's so iconic. I mean, everybody knows about it, but definitely not Kennel in a Hell. Kennel in a Cell.
Oh no!
Oh Lord, no! I hope Trey and Justin don't look at that match.
I'm gonna go with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. I'm gonna go with the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one in '97 where Kane debuted.
Yep. They set the bar for what a Hell in a Cell match should be.
They did.
Yeah,
that was phenomenal.
That was crazy to say the least. I think mine, outside of that, don't get me wrong, Undertaker, Mankind was like really great. I really enjoyed the Undertaker versus Triple H back at WrestleMania 28. That was a really great
Yes,
Hell in a Cell
that
match.
was a really
Yeah.
good one.
That
But
was
I think a
fantastic.
lot of that's because of the story that was being told, end of a generation and an era really ending.
Right.
And you had Shawn Michaels come back. There was a lot built up. I mean, even if it wasn't in a cage, it still would have been fantastic.
Oh
And then
yeah,
they
without
went-
doubt.
But then they went over to Saudi Arabia and snuck up the joint. That was bad.
That was horrendous.
Yeah.
So I do have a question for everyone here. Who would be your wrestling Mount Rushmore? Who would be on that?
Go ahead, Dwaylon.
My wrestling Mount Rushmore would be Ric Flair.
Okay.
To me, it would be Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Steve Austin, and The Rock.
All right. How about you, Steve?
Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. Oh, Lordy. And see, this was trying to figure out the fourth one. It's almost like trying to figure out the fourth horseman, who you put on there.
Yeah.
Part of me also kind of wants to go Ricky Steamboat, to tell you the truth, because
Ricky the
Steamboat
Dragon
was,
Steamboat.
he was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm actually going to add in someone really different. I don't think anybody really expected to. I'm going to add the Great Muta because he was incredible.
Okay.
Yes, he was. Yes.
I'm going to add in the Undertaker. Obviously, I'm going to add Stone Cold, and obviously, I'm going to have to add, as far as outside of the WWE, WWF, I'm going to have to add Masahiro Chono. He was incredible as well.
Yeah.
And mine would be Andre the Giant, Undertaker, Steve Austin, and I'm going to say it's a tie between Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair.
Okay.
Okay.
Justin?
I don't know if there's enough Rock to have all of them on there. All right, I'm going. I got Andre. I got Taker. I got Roddy Piper.
Ooh.
Okay.
Probably one of the greatest heels of all time. And gosh, I got to pick a fourth one. Gosh, I couldn't even tell you. I mean, I want to say Ric Flair, but I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna say Ric Flair on that one. So Andre, Taker, Piper, and Flair in my ultimate Mount Rushmore of things. But hey, listen, it's been a fun time. I definitely want to get you guys back on again at some point down the road. Maybe in a couple months and see how things change. So we got a couple things coming up here, on your shows. We'll be definitely tuning into. Can you kind of let people know how to tune into you guys, and then also about your merchandise page.
Yeah, first of all, if anybody ever wants to contact us, especially with any kind of show ideas, or if they just want to give us feedback, or if they actually want to be on the show, and please be affiliated with wrestling somehow. And because we get people asking us if they can be in the show and they have no affiliation with wrestling whatsoever. But you can always email us at armchairbookingpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/armchairbookingpodcast. Instagram is the same thing. Of course, they are connected. On Twitter, we are at Booking Armchair because somebody was squatting on at Armchair Booking. But yeah. Yep. Obviously, we have a YouTube channel now. You just search for Armchair Booking. You should be able to find it. Now, that was pretty new. If you can't find it, please, use the other means to contact us and let us know. On TikTok, we do have something. We haven't uploaded anything yet because we're still we don't know exactly what to do with our TikTok channel. And as far as audio platforms, you can find us on pretty much any audio platform that's out there. If you don't see us on there, let us know. And we are aware there's some issue. I've been aware for a few months. There's some issues with iHeartRadio. For some reason, they stopped uploading at a certain episode. And I contacted them and they said, "Oh, looks like they're not uploading." And I said, "Well, no crap. That's what I'm contacting you for." And so I've been trying to, I'm trying to go through the code and
they do that often. You're not the only one that's having issues. Everyone that I know that uploads to iHeart, So for some reason, since like August, they just do not want to put up any new episodes.
That's when it started, Dwaylon.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
'cause
It was
when we-
August. Yeah.
Yep, when we interviewed a guy named Sid Holland out of Illinois, had a great interview, and he's the last episode that's uploading, and we're also hosted by Block Talk Radio. They've been really good to us. So, Dwaylon, I miss anything?
No, I think that's it.
Yep, and I have to ask Dwaylon this every single episode because
let's not forget about T Public.
Yeah, tpublic.com/users/armchair-booking-podcast. You should be able to find us there. And once again, we try to provide the links for every show we put out. And that one you can find any kind of T-shirt, hoodie, anything like that. You can find coffee mugs. You can find iPhone cases or phone cases. I don't want to say iPhone, but phone cases. You can find notebooks. You can find laptop cases. You can even find the little masks that you have to wear. And especially since apparently we're going to be going back to that because the Transformer variant is just taking over everywhere, including the 3 people in my household right now. So yeah, but yeah, and see, you can get a lovely T-shirt like this.
I got one myself. I think it's just getting out of the dryer here. I just wore earlier this week, but love wearing that shirt. Feel really comfortable. For how much it costs. I mean, I took advantage of that deal that you promoted on that first YouTube video about it was like $13
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
original price.
Yep. So, yeah, Dwaylon, I mean, do you have anything we want to tell the gentleman?
No, I think you covered everything. Sounds good.
Yep,
so what are you going to do now since the Raiders unfortunately lost?
I'm not going to look at Trey, first of all.
So, hey, Justin can get Trey off if you wanted to.
I mean, I will say that, living in an area, because I actually live in Mount Orb. That's why I'll say I love when they come to when the NWF comes to Mount Orb because it's literally 10 minutes away from my house. Unfortunately, Dwaylon lives all the way in West Paducah, Kentucky, so he's a lot further away. But honestly, I mean, that was probably the most football I watched all year anyway, because I've just not been able to get into sports past couple of years. A lot of it was because of COVID, because it's like there's no fans, half the players are out. It's just not the same, and
too much drama in politics.
Exactly, and Dwaylon and I are both lovers of college basketball. Living in North Carolina and Kentucky, that's college basketball. I mean, it rules both states, and then
COVID's canceling all the games.
Yeah, and Dwaylon and I are both North Carolina Tar Heel fans, so that's another bond we have. I just have to share that, especially for any of y'all who might be UK fans. I'm looking at you, Trey. I'm looking at you, Jake.
That's fine. That's fine.
Go Big Blue.
Dwaylon, do you have a team? Do you have an NFL team?
NFL team, Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers.
On that first round bye. And then there's me. That's going to be in shame after today because we're getting our Hound ends pull up to 42-14.
It's a lot better performance than the Steelers. And the
Eagles. We're done. We're done.
But living in Cincinnati and living in this area, if you're not a Bengals fan, Bearcats fan, the Ohio State, it can get pretty annoying, especially when my entire Facebook feed yesterday all of a sudden exploded with who they. And I'm like, all right, I'll give it to y'all. I mean, and I'm not even going to blame the one play with the errant whistle. Because I mean, just like I'll say this about anytime you have a game like that, because nothing's decided on one play. It's not like they said, okay, here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to go out here. We're going to play one play. Here's the scenario. Almost kind of like some of the NFL games you can put on like the Nintendo or Sega, whatever it is. All right, here's your scenario, and you got to get this first down, whatever. And we're just do that one play, and that's it. No,
right.
There was 100 other plays besides that. They had other chances. No, they made some mistakes early in the game, turnover, and then with the bad return where he grabbed the ball, then stepped out of bounds. That cost them 3 and out, and they only lost by a touchdown. They threw the pick at the very end.
There was just opportunities after opportunities they had. I mean, the other thing is, too, every postseason, for some reason, they always blow up a referee team, that was a bad call this, bad call that. And it's like, teams just need to take, accountability for that. I mean, There was sorry, I'm stumbling, but the Dallas Cowboys game, there was blaming it on the jumbotron.
Yeah. So
blinding people.
I heard that earlier. Y'all were talking about that. I mean, because I only caught like the last 5 minutes of that game.
Right.
My thing about that game when they were talking about the line judge or the umpire trying to get the ball, and they said he has to touch the ball. I get that because they can't just walk up there because they have to spot the ball down. Why did he run 25 extra yards? He only had to do was get the first down. Boom.
Thank you.
Spike it,
Yeah.
done.
Thank you.
No, he
That's
waited.
what I was,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's like,
That was
why do you
stupid.
have to run all that?
I
Especially
don't know,
if you know
but
you ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
well, I will say this though, and I told Justin this all the time. I will give y'all credit because y'all went through a lot this season with the whole thing with Henry Ruggs and John Gruden, and plus now you guys are gonna have to find yourselves a brand new head coach. But I mean, hey, y'all had a great season regardless of what happened. I mean, all you can say is be proud of your boys for coming through all that adversity.
And what's the score right now of Kansas City and Pittsburgh?
42-14 in the fourth quarter,
And that's KC.
and they just got the ball back. Kansas City just got the ball back.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's
And so Cincinnati's.
I
gonna
want
play
to
who?
say,
Hey,
something to Steve and
Go ahead,
Jake.
Trey.
You're more than welcome to come over to the Bengals side whenever you want.
So here's what's supposed to go down. So yet it looks to be right now, if Kansas City does win, then yet it's going to be the Bengals and the Titans and the Bills taking on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Woo.
So
Not
that's
bad.
Wow.
And then as far as the NFC side, the San Francisco 49ers will play the Green Bay Packers. The winner of tomorrow night's game between the Cardinals and the Rams will play the Buccaneers at Tampa Bay.
Man, I gotta tell you what, the way the Bills played yesterday, they were just on point. And
Yeah.
do you realize I didn't know this? Somebody posted this. They had a perfect offensive, record for the game. They every single one of their drives ended in touchdowns. They had no punts, no turnovers, and I mean, and the only thing besides no field goals.
Yeah.
It was just nothing but touchdowns, and then the 2 kneel downs. That was it. And I'm like, yeah, and
They
did it
look
against,
they look dangerous. They look like a Super Bowl team, to be honest.
oh, they were just running all cylinders. I was like, holy crap!
Bills
I
and
know what-
49ers. Bills and 49ers
Maybe.
at the Super Bowl. Maybe.
Could be.
I mean, 49ers look
Could
really
be.
good too.
Not if Dwaylon has anything to say about it.
Nope. I need it to be. I need it to come down to. I just need Tom Brady not to go to the Super Bowl. Is what I need. I need the Packers to go, but if the Packers can't go to the Super Bowl, I just need Tom Brady to not go to the Super Bowl.
I was
think
literally just talking to the Jake and Justin about this yesterday. I'm absolutely tired of Tom Brady.
Thank you.
But the thing
I've had
is,
enough.
but the thing is, though, is like in their game that me and Justin got a chance to telecast earlier, Tom Brady was their better quarterback, and the Philadelphia Eagles looked terrible. So, I mean, I'm kind of hoping that, the Packers, no offense to any of the Packers fans, but y'all have lost so many NFC championship games. I'm
know.
sorry.
That's
Sorry.
that's
But-
that's the problem. It's like we will run through the regular season, we will run through the postseason. We get to the NFC Championship game, and we always mess it up.
I'm hoping
Every
that's not the
time.
case this year because y'all need Aaron Rodgers. If not, he's done. He's done
Oh yeah.
after this year.
If we don't win it this year, yeah, he's gone.
Him and Adams is going to be gone because Adam said
Mhm.
if he's leaving, then he's going to be gone from Green Bay.
Yep.
And y'all will have to rely on Jordan Love. Oh, just think about that now. Think about relying on Jordan Love next season.
I think he can. I think he will be good, but he's not ready He's not ready to fill that spot yet.
No, I agree.
Not
That's
yet.
like the same thing with Roethlisberger. I mean, if Mason Rudolph ends up being our quarterback, which I hope he doesn't, then he's got a lot of shoes to fill.
But here's
Yeah.
some good news because out of how good Aaron Rodgers is and how good Ben is, at least you have these young work quarterbacks that are learning through the right people. Like that's
That is
one thing
true.
Cincinnati
Yeah.
didn't have. I mean, Joe Burrow did not have the stepping stones to show them how Cincinnati plays football. He had to go out there and do it on his own. I mean, Joe worked perfectly, but there's a lot of quarterbacks that are failing right now. I mean, what's the guy's name out of Denver? We talked about this earlier this week on our show with Denver after who was
Drew
underneath
Lock.
Peyton Manning. Drew Luck. I mean, he had a
no,
perfect
no,
opportunity.
Brock Osweiler.
Brock Osweiler, sorry. He had a perfect opportunity in Denver to be a star, with John Elway and Peyton Manning, and then he ends up going to a different team and is ruining his career.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much got dropped down after he played for Houston, and you see how that ended up. So,
last question before I let you guys go here. There was the report about Peyton Manning and John Elway fighting for ownership of Denver Broncos. Who wins?
That's a tough one.
Well,
Mm.
I'll give it to John Elway just because he's been established in Denver for so long now. I mean, he has like a bunch of used car lots apparently around the city, and Peyton, I mean, all his ties are to Tennessee and Louisiana. But I mean, that's more of a business personal thing than anything else.
Yeah, business-wise, I would have to go with Elway. He just has the more experience business-wise than especially with that, with that franchise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
I mean,
agree.
if Peyton Manning owns the team, you have to kind of give up his Manny cast that he has going on. But hey, listen, it was an honor having you guys on our show. Thank you so much for taking the time and talking with us and opening up about your podcast. And definitely, hopefully, we could bring a couple of our fans over to you guys as well.
Oh, absolutely. And
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yep. And we appreciate you guys, giving us shout outs and just in some of the conversations we've also had by some of the people you've been talking to, kicking them our way. And I'm like, oh, and I think texting Dwaylon, I was like, dude, guess who Justin was talking to? And he's sending them our way.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, you got the email. Did you email out that person yet?
I have not yet.
Actually-
Just go ahead, Trey.
Ashley, I am sending you a message, and this is the best way to contact him.
Okay.
But also, I will say this: I think Trey's excited. I'm excited. Can't wait to get a chance to be a part of y'all's show tomorrow. I'm very, very excited about this. It's gonna be a lot of
Hey,
fun.
also, February 4th is in Ludlow, and then I think I don't know if it's the 19th or 18th is back in Covington.
Got
So
your
it
message,
The next
Trey.
couple of events for
It
NWF. Sorry.
actually it's January 5th in Ludlow, and it's
January 5th.
February 26th.
February 5th.
I was about to say January 5th.
February 5th in Ludlow, and
Don't think that was
February
last week, dude.
26th.
Okay, February 5th in Ludlow. All right. Because I think I actually saw you guys at the last Ludlow show. Or
Really?
I believe, maybe.
Oh,
Were y'all at the last Ludlow show?
We were.
Okay,
yeah.
I think I may have seen, because honestly, I think when I saw the pictures of Trey on the scooter, I was like, wait a minute, I think we were like right in front of y'all, me and my son.
Well, he was the guy that everyone literally rolled into the ring.
You know what? Yeah, I
They
do
were
kind
doing
of.
the pictures in the ring for like $5, and I
Yeah.
got Trey. I got the entire team NWF Army to get him in the ring.
I did see you guys that night. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Trey, for sending me the message. I got it. And one of the things that, I really hope that anybody that listens to myself and Dwaylon, because even though we've never been involved with the wrestling business, we do things on a fans, from a fan's perspective. But I mean, we've been such good fans, and I will say, I mean, especially Dwaylon, I mean, because he's been able to cover like everything, and he's been able to watch everything. So I mean, a lot of my research is definitely kind of behind. But we're hoping that anybody who listens to us, who we're teaching them things as well, because we love the history of it all.
Yes.
So we're hopefully, you guys, when you listen to us, hopefully, hopefully you might learn something new, because I mean, I like listening to your show for the same reason. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's always awesome to get a chance to have some knowledge in, especially as long as you guys have been around with the wrestling business. I mean, it's definitely an awesome show, to say the least.
oh, thank you, appreciate it.
No problem. And we can't wait to be a part of there tomorrow. Make sure you guys check them out. Armchair Booking. Check them out on YouTube. Check out on Spotify. All things you can be able to listen to your podcast. I know they have Instagram, so make sure you guys check all their social media platforms. It's been an awesome, awesome interview with you guys. I greatly appreciate it for you guys joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
And apparently Justin and Trey don't want to talk to us anymore. So you tell those guys bye.
That's okay. That's okay.
We're just saying bye here. This is how we kind of cut it out. But anyways, hey, thank you guys. Until next time. Hopefully there is a next time. Looking forward to have you guys on again at some point.
There will be a next time. So
Definitely.
Awesome.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
thank you guys. You guys take
thank you,
care.
guys. I will see you.
Until next time, remember, go Bengals.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Okay, son.
So
we'll see ya.
Sorry. All right, you guys take care.
yeah.
Alrighty.
You had to say that, Trey.
Great time.
You had to say
Yes.
You had to
Go
say it.
Bengals.
All right.
that.
Let's step away. We got Jake Takes on Trey coming up next. Also, interesting question for you guys. I wanted to do this Friday. We didn't do this. We have I asked you guys a question earlier this week. If you guys needed to pick one wrestler currently active under the age of 25 that you think is going to break out. Remember that question? We were supposed to talk about it on Friday, but we didn't. So we will be talking about that coming up next right here on the Jay and Trey podcast.
Speak with clarity, 'cause there's too much noise around us. Or maybe it's just me. There's trash out in the sea, yeah, but I'm just too dry to reach it. So speak sincerely. I'm still waiting, yeah, for you to come around and save me. Will you stay with me? I'm lost in America. Will you stay with me now? 'Cause I'm lost in America. Stay with me. I'm lost in America. Stay with me now, 'cause I'm lost in America. So I crawl into the underground to find it hard to breathe, 'cause there's too much dust in the air, and we can't reverse the wheel. When I've searched around lately, the world seems to be the same. There's no room for the privileged and sacred, yeah. Ooh, and the ones who praise it. Will you stay with me? I'm lost in America. Will you stay with me now? 'Cause I'm lost in America. Stay with me. I'm lost in America. Stay with me. I'll be saved by rock and roll. You can take my money, steal my car, and sell my clothes. You can take the shoes I'm in.
Alrighty.
Take everything.
You know, can I be honest with you guys for a second?
Yeah, what's up?
Yes.
3 is a crowd.
Yeah.
I want to thank again Armchair Booking for coming on with us. Just like Armchair Booking has a high standard for what they do and everything that they do, I have standards too. I feel like when we don't do something maybe either to plan or, it kind of just gets me in a terrible place. It was a great interview. I loved it. It was great, fantastic. I just felt like we're all over the place. And then we start talking on top of each other like we do now. we talk on top of each other, and then nothing ever gets done, and then I got a mic issue, because my mic doesn't want to work half the time, I mean, it's just, and then it's just like, oh, just kind of puts you in a bad mood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I respect it. I mean, and if I did talk over one of you guys, didn't mean to.
Well, I mean, we don't intentionally try to talk on top of each other. We just we all want to say something. We just, I think it's one thing if if we were all sitting down at a table, we could all read each other. It's a lot easier. No. Now we're just trying to fill in. We're also trying to provide audio content for people, no dull moments. And so,
I mean, go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
No, me myself, I'm more into the listening to them talk, listening to you guys talk, and then when I come up with a question, that's when I try
it's just trying to like get it in, like, hey, let's find the right time to get it in, and that's just one thing I'm having such problem handling with right now.
Well, I mean, the one thing I can tell you about is that if you do have microphone issues, at least I can try to help you out as far as like leading the show or the question. At least you have someone to help lead, at least.
I mean, that's one thing that we're kind of working on as a team is who's taking reins on this. And, we got to really, we got to work on it. And we are still working on it. We do a really good job some days and some days we're not. And, I mean, but, that's just, it's just, it was a great interview. It was a great having them on. It's just like those little nitpicking things like, hey, this went from a okay interview to a phenomenal interview. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't feel like it was well put together. It was like nothing on, Steve or Dwaylon. Like they were fantastic. I loved it. It was just, it's like that nitpicking of, hey, you have standards, you have expectations. And if you don't meet those expectations, it's like, oh boy.
But hey, I will say this though. I mean, as far as like the questions, everything, I thought everything went really well. It's just one step at a time. It's one step at a time. I mean, we can be able to do this as a team.
Well, for me, it's also about like, okay, it's important for us to kind of be all on the same page and have that same mindset of, okay, who's going to take that lead? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? So that we could also show them, our guest, hey, we do have a professional show. We do have a professional, format. And then we could definitely, worry about highlighting that guest on our show. So,
yeah.
That's just me. All right. Hey, all right. So Jake leads 6-1 in our Jake takes on Trey because Trey thinks this is one big conspiracy.
It is.
Where's Big Jim at when I need him for this one? Which, by the way, shout out to Big Jim as well.
All right, hold on 1 second because things just want to pop on my computer. You get those pop-ups in the middle of the show, and it's like, wait a second, everyone freeze. I don't know what the hell's happening.
Yep.
Right now it is 42-21 with 4:29 left on the clock. I mean, hey, Pittsburgh has miracles once in a while, and this could definitely be a one. You never know. Don't shoot them out quite yet. All right, you guys ready to play Jake Takes on Trey?
Yes.
All right, so I told you guys today that this was actually a wrestling one in wrestling news related. Try to give you a little bit easier one. I think I told you guys about players. And Trey, I'm going to ask you nicely to make sure. I will love, because I know I could see the ins and outs. I don't want what happened yesterday to happen today.
What's that?
It needs to be you in your brain, no one else helping you. Just make sure. I can hear it already. I can see it already. Your little cheat sheet, right?
Put that down. Right. Put that down.
Put that down. Put it down. No, yeah. Shut that door behind you too. Courtney can't be yelling the answers to you either. She can't text you. Throw it across the room or something like that. Today's category is in it's in the professional wrestling between AEW and WWE. The top 10 most wins in 2021.
Yep.
We are going to start off with
Can I go first?
Go ahead. Go first. Who do you think has the most wins?
CM Punk.
In 2021?
Yes.
No.
Damn it.
He's not even in the top 10 of AEW's list.
Kenny Omega.
No. He's not even in the top 10. He's not even in the top 10 of AEW's list.
I got it. Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre is number 1 at 75 wins out of 99 matches.
Hangman Adam Page.
No, he's not even in the top 10 of AEW or WWE.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. I'll give you a little hint. There's 8. Trey named 1, but there's a total of 8 athletes in the WWE side and 2 of AEW.
Okay, my next one's gonna be Bianca.
Bianca comes in at number 7 with 41 out of 82.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns is incorrect. He's not even in the top 10 for WWE.
Can I do a clean swipe?
Can you go 3 and out?
I'm going to pick Bobby Lashley.
He makes it in the top 10 of the WWE, but not in the top 10 of both WWE and AEW. So no.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
No, it's a combination.
What?
Okay.
This
I
is a
told you this.
conspiracy. This is a conspiracy.
Listen, you still have a really big advantage, right?
Can I answer?
No. Is Bobby Lashley on that list?
Oh my god.
He's down on the list. He's way down on the list.
So
No, he does not make it in the top 10. He
Okay.
doesn't make it in the top 10. All right, Jake.
Okay, as far as like the win-loss record, I'm probably gonna get this wrong. Jay
What's the
Cargill.
most wins? No.
Bigger.
Seth freaking Rollins.
No.
What?
Charlotte Flair.
Nope.
No.
Back to Trey. Trey, you can win this one. Most wins, the top 10 most wins out of WWE and AEW.
Matt Riddle.
That is correct. He comes in number 3 with
Yes.
57.
Clean sweep. Clean
Slate this one. So you guys want to hear the list for both of them?
Britt Baker on that list? Was Britt Baker on that list?
No. All right, so let me read you the list. WWE first. Bobby Lashley comes in at number 10 with 37. Randy Orton comes in at number 9 with 38. Dominic Mysterio is number 8 at 40. Bianca Belair is 41. Did someone say Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, I did.
So I'll give you 1 point, but you still lost. She comes in at 42. I'm sorry, I'm reading the list wrong. Rey Mysterio at 42 as well. Damian Priest comes in at number 4 with 55. Riddle at 57. Big E at 58. And Drew McIntyre at 75. You want to hear the AEW's top 10?
Yeah.
Can you
Enlighten
name
me.
3? Can you name 3 athletes in the AEW for top 10? Because you have any, you know what? Maybe I should have saved that category for next time.
Yeah, save it because honestly, you know what? Let me at least answer one of them. Cody Rhodes has got to be on that list.
No.
Who's on that list?
It's Rusev.
Most wins in AEW of 2021.
No, not Bryan Danielson. No, but is Jericho on that list?
No.
MJF?
No.
Who's on this list?
Apparently you haven't been watching AEW.
I have been watching AEW. Okay, at least Sammy Guevara.
No.
Okay. Let me try to get another one then. Because this is like really starting.
I think there's a lot of these guys that's on the
Chris
list that you
Jericho.
really just wouldn't. He already named it. That's not. I think there's a lot of guys on this list that you just wouldn't really picture
Expect?
having that many matches.
Enlighten me.
You want me to read you the entire top 10?
Tell me.
All right, coming in at number 10 with 32 wins is Brian Pillman Jr. Number
What?
9 at 33. Hold on, number 9 at 33 wins is Penta. Number 8 is Max Caster with 34 wins. Nyla Rose with 34. Hold on, Nyla Rose with 34. Red Velvet with 34. Number 5 is Jungle Boy with 38 wins. 10 has 38 wins. Thunder Rosa has 39. Orange Cassidy has 40. And coming in number 1 has 45. It is a female wrestler. Can you name the person?
Hikaru Shida.
No. Let me put it this way. She used to be in the WWE.
Oh my God! Don't tell me who I think it is. It's got to be freaking Ruby Soho.
No. She didn't have that many matches last year.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. At least
45 wins. Let me put it that way.
45 wins.
Not with Velvet.
No, she's number 6.
He said that she used to wrestle in WWE, but the only one I can really
Let me put it this way: she wrestled in WWE, but I think she did more of the UK stuff.
Don't tell me it's from Britt Baker's crew. What's her name? The redheaded chick.
No,
it's not.
She's brunette, I think, or blonde.
Rebel? Huh?
Huh?
It's not Rebel. It's not Rebel. No.
No. Well, I don't mean.
Jamie Hayter?
No.
Just tell me.
Come on, Jake. You're supposed to know this AEW.
I am.
Tay Conte.
Oh my God! Why did I not think about Tay Conte? Oh my God!
I'm making it look like an ass right now.
You are, and now I'm about to go grab it.
So what it is? I mean, I actually literally pulled this up right before our football game when we called this. This was the top 10 most wins in 2021 from WWE and AEW. I ended up combining them two because you think about Tay Conti comes in at comes in above Rey Mysterio, and then Orange Cassidy comes in at number 10.
Wow. And yeah, these were most of these wrestlers that wrestled between Dynamite, Rampage, and Dark.
Yeah.
Elevation.
But,
so
I mean,
I didn't even think about that. Like, wow. I did not really think.
Drew McIntyre, 75 wins out of 99 appearances.
I mean, I'm not mad at me. Trey did a really good job. I just didn't really expect it. All that.
I mean, we talked about how much Big E wrestled in like the last 3 months. Like, I'm surprised you didn't go with Big E.
I didn't really think about. I don't think any
and then
of us
Randy
really,
Orton. I mean, didn't they win the tag team titles? Didn't they wrestle like every week? I mean,
yeah.
By the way, how
up?
in the hell did Dominic
Tag team
get up
action?
there
They wrestled
when
a
they
lot.
should have been?
Remember, they were tag team champions. They wrestled each and every week. Remember, each and every week, Dominic and Ray lost all the time.
And plus, not only that, but I mean, you guys got to think about though. Whenever SmackDown came back to the crowd, guess who was part of the very first match? It was not only Edge, it was also Ray, but it was also Dominic.
And Dominic, yeah. Don't forget pay-per-views. They have 12 pay-per-views a year at least. I mean,
yeah, that's true. I mean, you also got to think about the pay-per-view list. I didn't really expect Dominic.
Like that list for AEW is going to be smaller because they they don't do a lot of, this is not, it's not like these are house shows. No, these are actually live television shows that they've actually wrestled in.
Yeah, they actually do it on YouTube for.
Wasn't that better for you, Trey?
Way better.
I'm not mad. I mean, congratulations.
Coming up
Trey.
Friday is going to be a difficult one for you. Coming up Friday, it's NFL teams.
Thank God.
And but the question is going to be, think about the history of NFL teams. That's all I could give you.
That's fine. That's all with me. But hey, congratulations. I mean, I'm always
And
the
let
one
me put it this way: the same exact question from the NFL teams I'm going to ask on Friday is also going to be the same question about baseball teams and their history when it's baseball season. I'm just not telling you when. So, but if you keep in mind, you could probably kind of get yourself ready for when we play that game down the road.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't forget, March Madness is coming up. We're going to start getting into March Madness questions. I mean,
I'll make sure I call in sick that day.
Well, we'll just wait until you come on. You want to use a lifeline? Maybe call in someone could call in for you and play for you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! All right, hey, listen. This is 6-2 now. So,
I mean, I'm not mad. I mean, good job, Trey. GG's on that one.
So here's the deal. Earlier this week, I asked you guys, pick a athlete currently in wrestling, currently active in wrestling, that's under the age of 25 that you think is gonna have an outbreak career. In 5 years, you're gonna be like, "Yep, I called it. They're going to be." It's like, when I know, and when it comes down to this athlete, I know. Mm-hmm. Right? I asked you that question.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not
Yeah.
in that format, but I mean, I asked you that question. So I'm going to start off with Trey because if you like within 5 minutes, he went back to me. He's like, yeah, I got my idea. I got my guy. So he has
Yeah.
to, it's a male figure. We'll do females next Sunday, but a
I
male
actually,
figure under 25.
I've actually talked to Jake about this done this week, and I'm gonna go with Dominic. You know, not very many people could say the very first match was against Seth freaking Rollins.
Okay.
You know, he might not be having a good time now, but 5 years from now, I think he'll get there.
For me, honestly, this is a guy who's pretty much in the mid card right now in AEW, who pretty much started. He debuted in AEW last year, and he took on so many incredible gentlemen. One of those being the legend himself, Minoru Suzuki. I'm going to give it to Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia has always been. He's actually been a guy been under the radar to me because it's not. He's pretty much kind of like Bryan Danielson and Minoru Suzuki. I mean, he's got that. That type of technician type of style, and I just love seeing that. And plus, he's always been very, very impressive. I mean, he had a epic banger match against Guevara last Wednesday, so I really expect to see Daniel Garcia rising up to the top, especially within the years to come.
So when we talk about these guys, let's just notables to mention guys out there. We got Cameron Grimes, we got Will Ospreay, we got Velveteen Stream, Andrew Everett, Leo Rush, Tyler Bate, all these guys. And these are what you guys are choosing for. Even the Jungle Boys under 25.
Yeah, Jungle Boy is under 20.
But
25.
there is a guy currently right now that I think is at the hype of his age that is main eventing already. And he is cutting great promos. He has it all. And he may be a WWE superstar later on this year. I'm saying he's going to break out and be bigger than The Miz. Probably as big as John Cena at one point if he keeps on going the way he's going. And I got to say MJF.
I definitely do agree. MJF has definitely been one of the biggest heels. I mean, he won Heel of the Year from PWI, so I definitely do agree.
And this one was very hard because I really wanted to choose the Jungle Boy, considering. Oh, and that's game. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but that's game.
You're good.
Last call again. Listen, he kept on battling it back, but he even knew it. Oh my goodness. All right. We have to do before we continue. We got to take a moment of silence for Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry about it.
And his career is now down in the drain.
Goodbye. See you in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but a
Hey, at least he's gonna go to the Hall of Fame compared to the other athletes right now in Cincinnati.
Hey man, he's had a good career. No, all good things must come to an end.
That is the nicest thing I've ever heard him say about the Pittsburgh Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger.
Hey, like I said, I respect what he's done, but he's a bully just like the rest of his team.
But there's a lot of guys out there in that career, that deserves to be up there. Jungle Boy has done a lot, especially in the last 4 months, and in his career, being put in a lot of tough situations. But MJF, man, I mean, he's on another level at the age of 24, I think.
Yeah, 24. He's currently 24 and already.
We want to talk about that. I know we were supposed to have Riley Matthews on today, but. Look at that Deonna Purrazzo match with Roxy.
Yeah.
Roxy's only 20 years old, and she's main eventing at Impact Wrestling for a. I get it, she lost, but dude,
not only that, but you also forgot that she also won. She became the very first Women of Honor champion, so to speak. So you had a lot of history that was brought up to her. She won the finals earlier this year or last year. My apologies. And then she went to take on Deonna Purrazzo, who many could say is one of the best female wrestlers in the game right now. So
let me ask you this. I mean, next Sunday we're going to go back and we're going to talk about the women's under the age of 25. Who do you think is going to who's going to be breaking out and be like, yep, that's the guy. I know that guy. I called him 5 years ago. we're gonna do that with the females.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be an interesting one, and I can't wait for next Sunday. And
So, all right, let's cut to a break. Let's regather our thoughts. Jake, maybe take a breath for a second because I know it's a emotional day right now. But when we come
good.
back, let's talk about the Deanna Peraza and Roxy, because we got to talk about who's our favorite. What was our favorite show last week? I know we talked a little bit about on Wednesday. So let's take a break. When we come back, we will get more into that. You'll listen to the Jay and Trey podcast right here on the TNC Sports Talk station. Well, when I woke up. Let me ask you this question, Jake.
Yeah.
If you think about it, Baltimore Ravens' victory was very sweet. Finally got the team back to the playoffs. If you had to choose any other team for Ben to go out on right now with the talent they had, what other team in the AFC would you want them to lose to and have Ben's final game?
As far as out of all the teams in the NFL, obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs. I knew this was going to be a tough game for our offense and most importantly the whole entire team. If I had to pick out of all the teams, I would say the Green Bay Packers or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just because of the amount of talent. And I do want to say this as a Steelers fan. I'm a little bit mixed with emotions. I mean, it's heartbreaking to say the least. We had a very, very great season. No one really expected us to be in the playoffs, to say the least. As a Steelers fan, you hate it because we lost, but at the end of the day, though, I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due for Roethlisberger. I mean, we made it to the playoffs. I mean, there's nothing to hang our heads down. Obviously it was Mahomes and it was the entire Kansas City team that came out and they played a really great game. I'm not
from a team who just got done going back to back in the Super Bowl. I mean, okay, so you talked about NFL, but what about AFC teams? Is there any other teams that you would want to lose to? I mean,
As
Maybe
far as
Tom Brady, I guess, would probably be the perfect way to go out, but
well, I mean, as far as like the whole entire AFC, I mean, obviously, don't get me wrong, the AFC North has been really incredible. I wouldn't mind seeing us playing against the Bills. I wouldn't mind seeing us playing, at least
yeah.
possibly, the Patriots with a young quarterback. As they're showing the cameras right now to Ben Roethlisberger walking back to the locker room for the final time. To me, I mean, it sucks. I mean, it's heartbreaking to say the least, but Ben has been with us through the good, the bad, and ugly, regardless of what many people think. I feel very, very proud of our entire team. I feel like we had a great shot of doing what we can. We had a lot of luck, especially with the playoffs, and these playoffs are really tough. I mean, especially with the new system. Only thing I can really say is like one thing that makes me really happy the most, as far as like Ben, the way things were, not including tonight, but to have that final home game moment, to have that final moment, with the ball against the Baltimore Ravens.
I mean, even Kansas City right now is showing mad respect to him. I mean, one of a Hall of Famer in the books. But I guess here's the thing: would there be any other? I mean, would the emotions be more intensified if he would have lost in the divisional series or in the AFC Championship, or even if he went back to the Super Bowl, compared to losing now, kind of getting it out of the way with? Now you're gonna have a chance to kind of get your mindset clear and get off to the right.
I mean, honestly, like it's going to be really hard for us to be able to focus. I mean, it's going to be hard for all the Steelers Nation. To me, yeah, it was a playoff game, but to me, really what hurts the most for Ben Roethlisberger, who I can honestly say has been like our quarterback over the last his whole entire career. Since he drafted, and I feel very, very proud of Big Ben. I feel very, very proud of the entire team. I mean, we pretty much had almost a kind of like say a rookie team. We had Najee. We brought back Juju. We had so many adversity in front of us. I mean, to say the least, we struggled a lot in times. I mean,
Right.
Trey can brag about us losing to the Bengals, this whole entire time, but to me, it was the memories that really, really helped me. It was like, whenever you look back on that game against the Cleveland Browns, and then you remember, Ben's final kneel down where they celebrated, and he had that moment with his kids and the entire Steelers Nation.
I think a very difficult time, though. I think a very difficult process that I'm trying to grasp is because the tease of Ben retiring has kind of been going on for like the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And he keeps on coming back. So I mean, it's one of those things like, listen, if you're ready to retire, then retire. I really don't sit there and try to, tease people. That's the only downfall I have of it. I mean, otherwise, as a fan who grew, as a fan of football, as a person who grew up in San Diego. I mean, listen, Ben has had their fair shares. Trey, now you, growing up, rooting the Bengals, Ben gave you a lot of trouble in the years past. I mean, a lot of great games been played between Bengals, and I don't care what anyone says. I know you, Jake, probably will consider the Ravens being a big rivalry, but I've always looked at the Bengals and Steelers as the number one rivalry in the North.
My hands down.
Trey, on your experience though, I mean, as a player, I mean, he's pushed this Bengals to some levels that are unimaginable.
Definitely, when Steelers and Bengals play, you knew there was gonna be fight.
This was like the Yankees and Red Sox almost.
I've always sat around waiting for a fight to break down because I knew it was going to happen.
Well, I mean,
I want to just listen. Hold your head up high though, because I mean, you don't know if if Rudolph is going to be back, is going to be quarterback next season.
Well, to me, I'm not really focused on that right now. To me, it's like only thing I can be able to do is think about the memories that we had with Roethlisberger, and you talked about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. the Ravens and the Browns were always been great, but you actually brought up a really good point because Cincinnati, with our feud with Cincinnati, has always been one of the most tense rivalries there is in the NFL. I mean, you looked at all the impactful games. I remember back whenever Joey Porter got in Chad Johnson's face, aka Ocho Cinco, and they were about to get ready to have a brawl. I remember before, like during pregame. You had two teams lined up at midfield, like getting ready, trying to be able to get ready to brawl one another, and they had to have the coaching staff get in the middle of it. But my point is, though, I can honestly say it's been a great year. It's been a great career for Ben, and I honestly,
Yeah, when you talk about when you look at that schedule, you're like, oh no, the Steelers are coming into town. The first person that comes to your mind, I don't care how stacked of a team you had, it was Ben. I'm like, oh no, we already have to deal with Ben. Like even like as a San Diego fan, that's the only player I really knew on the Steelers. Oh, Ben's coming to town. Oh crap, we're gonna lose. Like that was just that in a lot of retrospect, when you think of that, that's just how it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Joe, and everyone's asked me like, "Are you all right?" Like, I'm fine. It's just like it's kind of heartbreaking, Joe. And as people are gonna say, we're gonna make excuses. There was no excuse about tonight. There was nothing to say anything excuseful. I know there's a guy who's been bashing on me for being a Steelers fan as of late, but yeah, that's fine. But all I can say is I'm proud of Ben. I'm proud of our whole entire team. And I can also say I can lift my head up and say, hey, whatever happens in the offseason.
You know what, though? Here's one last thing to stay proud of because if you think about it, the Eagles game, it wasn't until the end of the game that the Eagles scored touchdowns, right? It was the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the end of the game. Like, Patriots did not have nothing to show for it last night. And then you kind of talk about this game. It was a close game for the first half of the game. It didn't really get away until the second half.
Right.
So, I mean, they at least fought. I mean, that's something that you could say compared to all these other teams that are losing the first round. They haven't really fought. Maybe the Raiders have, but not really the other two teams.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And
but anyways, let's. I know we could drag on this probably for hours. Let's. I want to move on.
Yeah, that's fine.
I want to move on. I want you to talk about Deonna Purrazzo and Roxy in that match.
Yeah, so how this match came up was, Purrazzo surprised everyone to find a battle and came up to the Women of Honor champion, which was Roxy. And then, they schedule it, after Hard to Kill. It was going to be title versus title. Deonna's AAA Women's Championship putting up on the line against Roxy's Women of Honor Championship. And this was a championship that was won by Roxy earlier last year in a championship tournament. And so it was an incredible match. Both women gave up, an incredible match, to say the least. I thought it was very, very enjoyable. And then at the end, it was Deonna Purrazzo. But yet one thing that, Justin talked about was, Roxy is 20 years old, and she's pretty much a phenomenal, incredible individual. And I got to say, it was awesome. It was truly, truly awesome, to say the least.
Trey?
And
yeah.
Okay, so you said that, and now we got to make fun of you.
Freaking so I'm drinking the sparkling water, and when Courtney opened it, it exploded on me.
Oh my gosh.
Well, but let's go ahead and try. Only you, Trey. And that crazy thing was, like, I forgot to tell you, after that match, it was Maria Kanellis that confronted Deonna Purrazzo, who we've seen over the last couple of weeks. After what happened at Impact, she said that is my championship. That is my championship.
I can never see Maria really competing inside the ring again, especially since, watching her back when the Divas, right? The Diva era, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, gosh, it's just, it's unbearable. But the reason why I really want to highlight this is because for the second week of Impact Wrestling, they have now, what would you call it? I guess main event, not only an incredible match, but in a women's match. Now they're having faith in women to main event and ending out their programs. I mean, you think of everything that's going on and the aftermath of Impact Wrestling after Hard to Kill. I mean, you had the invasion of Ring of Honor. I mean, you have
Yeah.
so many things going on, and you're main eventing 2 women. And like you said, you're putting a lot of trust in a 20-year-old that's only going to rise to star power so much. And this leads us down to, honestly, our next coming up selection. I know back on Wednesday we talked about this. I think we selected our show, but I think it's Friday. We should
Yeah.
select our show again. It's our Friday. We should select the show. So, Trey, each and every Sunday night, what we're going to do is select the regular shows. So there's 5 shows. You got, or I think 6 actually. So you got Raw, NXT, AEW Dynamite, Rampage on Friday, SmackDown on Friday, and Impact Wrestling right now. Now, it will be 7 once Ring of Honor comes back. We're not doing AAA. We're not doing New Japan. Just because we don't have a lot of access to keep up with that. So let's start off with Trey, or let's start off with Jake. What event this past week do you think killed it, and it was the event of the week?
Plain and simple. Give me Impact Wrestling, because the card that they had was incredible. I mean, they had Chris Bay taking on Laredo Kid, which was awesome. I told Justin this, but we saw D'Lo Brown get put through a table thanks to Ring of Honor. And I know we had the main event, and it's just been an incredible one. We see W. Morrissey, aka Big Cass, going after Moose, the Impact World Champion. So there's a lot to be able to cover. But yet, I think Impact definitely improved a lot over the last ever since Hard to Kill. And yet now they have a Ring of Honor World Title match being defended in this coming Thursday's show between Jonathan Gresham and Steve Macklin. So I mean, there's a lot to look forward to. So give me Impact Wrestling.
Trey, we didn't get a chance to get your thoughts on week 1. There was so much. I told Jake earlier this week, there was so much to soak in. I don't know if we had enough time to soak in all the action in week 1 of the new year, right? I mean, with Raw and Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, with the Dynamite, with all that implosive. I mean, with even, on Friday Night SmackDown, we saw, the Forbidden Wall broken down. I mean, we're also seeing Impact, NXT was really hard. Can you go back to join us on week 1? What show on week 1, not this past week, but the previous week, was your show of the week?
Oh shoot. I'm gonna say SmackDown. Just because I enjoyed the 2 champions confronting one another.
Interesting, because Jake and I had Dynamite week 1 with, you got Heyman and Danielson, you got the crowning of the TBS championship, and then the main event where, it was a tag team gold. I mean, I think Dynamite landed it off pretty big, right? I think that's what we had. We had Dynamite.
Yeah, we had Dynamite. So
Trey, in that, what week was impressive this week for you?
What show?
What show was impressive this past week?
Well, you're gonna be surprised. I'm gonna pick AEW Dynamite on Wednesday.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
I want to tell you why, because if you watched Monday and Friday, I don't really watch Impact. I should, but I don't. I'm gonna say AEW kept me more invested. Okay. It wasn't. I'm gonna use that word boring. Raw to me was boring.
Lacklusting, right? Lacklusting.
Yes.
You know what? You got to have a great week, and then you have to have a couple of down weeks. I know that these shows are not going to be great each and every week.
Mm-mm.
No, I tuned into the match with CM Punk and what's his name, Wardlow?
Wardlow, yeah.
I tuned in just in time for that match. That match hooked me. And then with the tease of Wardlow turning babyface against MGF.
Yeah.
No, I think that to me was more. It grabbed me.
Let's not forget what happened on Dynamite too, because you had yourself the debut of what's his name?
Brody King. Brody King. Yeah,
and now it's
he
going to
made his debut
be,
finally.
the Dark Order, with with Malachi Black,
No,
right?
no, no, no,
Mal-
no, no,
not
no, no,
that
no.
order.
It's the House of Black. It's the House of
House
Black.
of Black. I'm sorry. Okay. House of Black. Now, this is another team organization. And it's
Mhm.
just, a lot of people, and we'll have to talk about it deeper on this week, but a lot of people are saying why, I think it was maybe too soon to put, team him up with, making this, Malachi and
Well,
Brody
the thing
King.
is, well, I mean, you got to think about this though. I mean, this isn't really the first time they teamed up because they actually have a tag team outside of
Okay,
AEW,
but a lot of people
PWG.
only really know. Okay, here's the thing, and unfortunately, as we all know, not many people know the history outside of WWE. I mean, everything that's coming in AEW, unless you, I mean, you got to remember, a lot of people still don't have access to watch Ring of Honor, and they don't have access to watch Impact. You guys out on the East Coast are so lucky because they aired it each and every time, and it was accessible to you guys on TV. I could tell you for a fact it was hard after TNA left Spike.
Mhm.
Okay, it was hard to find them. You barely found them unless you have specific channels. Impact
Yeah.
was usually a big thing, but like I said, they changed the channel, which I couldn't watch anymore. Same thing with Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor, New Japan, they will show up. They will play like months episodes, like a month later out there on a late Saturday night. I'm talking like 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we're supposed to be asleep, then they air them. And it's like, well, for us, it's like, how can we follow that? I'm not going to stay up at 2 o'clock in the morning to watch New Japan, to watch AJ Styles and, Carl Anderson, do
Yeah.
what they do. And,
Well, thankfully, with the big news that's been announced, New Japan is returning to Access TV, so it'll be
right.
following
But still, a lot of
Impact.
people don't have access. I don't even think us on Hulu have Access TV.
Yeah,
I don't think
somehow
we
I
do.
ended up having it. So
I mean, what do you have, Hulu TV?
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
yeah.
somehow. I'm saying somehow I have it because of my
Right. Your
my
cable company
cable
provides it. Yeah.
Yeah. So somehow I ended up having it
So then
unexpectedly.
what ends up happening is that we refer so out in the West Coast, we had WWE. We did get Rampage because TNT's everywhere. When we did have the cable company, we did get Impact, and then we also got Lucha Underground.
Yeah, which
That was
was
the big thing.
incredible.
I'm just saying that for fans that only could watch stuff that's on TV, and thank God now they have stuff on YouTube. But it's like we don't know the history of a lot of these storylines that took place in Ring of Honor, so it's kind of hard to really you got to look at it in other people's eyes. A lot of people see this for the very first time, and it's like Brody King and his character and Malachi Black and his character. It's like this is the very first time a lot of these people have seen them together.
That's very, very true. That was very, very true.
And especially since these indie circuits are regional, like they're only, they're territorial in a sense.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of these, like they're on TV locally, but you don't no one knows, like you guys don't know what SoCal Wrestling provides out there in California, because even if they were on TV, they're locally. So I'm just kind of giving you a virtual aspect of everything, but I loved everything that happened to that sense. We'll get more into that.
Yeah.
I want to just say, I got to pick my pick really fast, and I'll let you. I'm sorry. Impact Wrestling for me was the number one show this week, just because I know I didn't watch the entire thing, but it was the fallout, and especially that main event kind of just sold me. Having a 20-year-old defend, I mean, I know she lost the title, but having her wrestle against Deonna Purrazzo, getting that big step early on, where there's a lot of eyes on Impact right now. I mean, they executed very well.
I definitely agree. I have a question for you guys. So, obviously, you guys heard about the Briscoes as of late doing stuff outside since Ring of Honor is taking a break for a while, and they've been wrestling for Game Changer Wrestling, which is known as AKA GCW. Well, the reason why I'm talking to you guys about this is because Brett Lauderdale, the owner of GCW, made an announcement on their big show that I've been telling you, Justin, about at Hammerstein Ballroom, on live pay-per-view, and on Fight TV. The Briscoes are going to have a call out to any tag team, to anyone for the GCW World Tag Team titles. Do you think we're finally going to get a chance to see FTR show up?
I will love to see. Okay, I understand that FTR. I mean, FTR is doing the Rock and Roll Express right now. That's what they're focused on. But I do think FTR will have the ability for that. Here's what I will love to see. Just picture perfect. Picture this: the Briscoes take on the House of Black.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. And plus, Brody King has worked with GCW before, so I mean, a lot.
But you bring that over to AEW because you got to have that on AEW. You can't have that on. I'm sorry, I don't care. Like you could have them maybe show up on what is it, GCW, right?
Yeah, GCW.
But
Game
you
Changer
got to
Wrestling.
have the actual Ultimatum match on at least the inaugural match because I feel like this will be a great feud.
Yeah, and yeah, talk about GCW. This is supposed to be a really huge event. In case you guys don't know, already 3 matches have been announced. 4 matches have been announced. The Ring of Honor World Championship will be defended down there. It will be out of all things, Joey Janela taking on Matt Cardona. The tag team title match, and of course the main event for the first time in a while. Man, this is gonna be huge. Jon Moxley finally returns, and he defends that GCW World Heavyweight Championship against a legend in his own way, Homicide.
Yes. So Trey, just to refer back to his question, tag team action. Who do you think will the Briscoes be? Big name will be competing first.
Was it? And WW is the Good Brothers. What is it? FTR.
FTR, yeah.
That's who I want them to fight.
I mean, they have been calling them out ever since Final Battle after what happened. I mean, ever since those two teams brawled in the Ring of Honor. So
I would also like them to fight. What are them 2 people that I hate? That were tag team champions in AEW for a long freaking time.
Oh, are you talking about the Young Bucks?
Yeah, Young Bucks.
They have wrestled. They have wrestled them a lot in a lot of amazing matches with them in Ring of Honor. So I have to say a couple of them.
I will love the Briscoes to debut in AEW. Here's my only problem. It has to be a very special moment. I feel like their power has to be something bigger than life, in a sense. Like they have to take down one of the organizations that is forming in AEW.
Do you know who I would like to see them face though? As far as the history I've seen with the Briscoes, I would love to see them taking on their old rivalry in Red Dragon, aka Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, or seeing them take on Jurassic Express. That would be a fun match to watch.
Yeah, but see, here. I guess I think they will, but you're not gonna have them right away because it's gonna be such a big pop. They're gonna want you to drop the titles to. Are you? I mean, is Jungle Boy and Juraxosaurus are willing to drop? Are they? Well, no. Are they willing to drop those titles down this quickly? They just won them.
Not really, but I mean, at least they'll bring up a really good match at least.
And I don't think you're gonna have Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus defeat the Briscoes if they debut. This will be something later down the road.
Yeah, it'll definitely have to be something later down the road. But yet the problem is like they've been calling Tony Khan out a lot. The Briscoes have, so yeah, they're just waiting on Tony Khan's approval for what they're saying. So what
I love most about Tony Khan is that he is the most active owner of a wrestling promotion without doing it inside the ring.
Yeah, without storyline, that is very
Don't forget,
incredible.
he's on the Busted Open podcast each and every Friday, giving them updates and promoting his product. He makes a lot of appearances and everything.
He actually did one in-ring appearance. I don't know if you ever seen it, but it was like Omega and Matt Sydal. Then since Sydal got won, Omega was having a feud. So yet Tony Khan was like, "You're gonna defend that title on Dynamite." He kept saying Dynamite so many times. It was like, bruh, just don't come back. Just get off. I mean, off the camera is more comfortable for you because he kept repeating on Dynamite, you're gonna repeat the defend the title on Dynamite. I'm like, bruh.
Man, 3 hours have come and gone. It's been an emotional roller coaster. It's been
Especially
very
for me.
intensifying here. Trey, you look like you're about to pass out on your
Yeah, it's
chair.
been a
You're probably
struggle.
very tired. Yeah, you're like, I'm putting you
My
to sleep.
back is like really killing me. It's
Man, we
definitely-
sat in this chair for like 8 hours today. Like, oh my
Oh my
goodness.
god! Yeah, I'm gonna have to lay on hardwood
Hey, just
floor
while
after
we're
that.
promoting stuff, northeastwrestling.com, WrestleFest in New York. You got the Mid Hudson Civic Center coming up next Saturday, 7 p.m. You got Enzo, Bully Ray taking on Adam Shearer and Eric Rowan in a tag match. Lucha Bros, Thunder Rosa, and Eddie Kingston will be making appearances there. So
Yeah,
just want
and
to throw that
also
out there.
also send a shout out to Extreme Fight Nation XFN40. If you guys are in the Florida area, they have a huge event. XFN40 live on January 29th. Make sure you guys check out your tickets. Make sure to check out all the information at XFN on Instagram.
While we're here, Jake, why don't you give one last shout out?
As far as this, make sure you guys head over to our TikTok page at TNC Sports Talk, because the two winners will get a chance to be announced for 2 autographs of Bryan Danielson live on January 29th on the day of the Royal Rumble. You know, it's hard to tell what we'll do. We'll probably like an early show, but it's going to be Trey. So the only thing you have to do is go over to our page, follow us, head over to the pin post that I made last week, comment, and share the video. That's the only thing you have to do. 3 easy steps, 3 simple steps, and when the winner will be announced on January 29th.
And don't forget, get prepared to whatever challenge you guys have coming up next, because we're also giving away a autograph signed Chris Harris, which, by the way, Trey, when will he be on our show?
He will be on January, what did I say, 27th?
27th, yeah.
27th. My brain's destroyed.
January 27th at 10:30 in the morning. He's
10:30.
going to be taking up
Yeah.
most of our show in that retrospect. We're going to be rebooking Riley Matthews.
Yes.
Also,
And-
Jake, what is coming up this Thursday? Also,
Amy Peduto will be joining us. I'm trying not to butcher her name, and if you watch this, I do apologize. But Amy Peduto will get a chance to join us.
Well,
we have
we're done
we
here.
get to-
If that's the case.
I mean, we get a chance to have a lot of questions. I get a chance to be able to interview her, and obviously, I'm gonna have to come up with the questions starting
You
tomorrow.
get a chance to interview you alone.
We're at the 3-hour mark. My apologies.
Wait,
either
you're
way.
apologizing after 2.5 hours. You're gonna
Either
be.
way-
I mean, I'm gonna feel like a Trey here on Thursday. Let me put it that way.
Either way, it's gonna be a great interview. A great fighter, great person. So I can't wait to get a chance to have her on. And guys, we've almost about made it. We have about 10 minutes left. Almost a 3-hour mark.
I guess while we're here, how's the weather, you guys out there where you guys are at? I know we got some snow already out here as I look out.
Hey, babe. Was it snowing when you just went out? Connie said it was not snowing when she just took out.
But there is snow on the ground.
Yes. The roads still
It's-
full. They have not plowed at my condo
It's
complex.
not like you got anywhere to go.
Well,
Hey,
here.
did you get a chance, Trey, to head to your game?
I did not. My authority figure, I'm gonna call it, did not want us to go out for a long period of time.
I see.
Well, as far as here,
Well, you guys are gonna you guys having a performance next week? By the way, a game next
I
week.
believe it's every Sunday. Yes.
Okay, I want to go out to next Sunday's game and just give you a lot of hell. Jake, weather for you? How is the weather conditions out there for you?
we got a lot of snow on the ground. I checked the radar earlier, and we definitely have a lot more snow coming our way. And it's all going to end on Monday. So, yeah, it's going to be snowing overnight. So, for
In
those
7 minutes, you tell me it's going to end in 7 minutes.
No, well, I mean, pretty much, yeah, it's supposed to be. So, eventually, but either way, though, if you guys are out in the West Virginia area, make sure you guys be careful, because when I went out there earlier with my stepdad, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad to say the least. Very,
Feels
very
like where
slick.
you live. Feels like where you live is like the Wizard of Oz.
I will definitely have to make
Middle of
a
nowhere.
video of how small my town is, because you can have Trey.
Yeah, you could walk out. You could walk out onto your porch and see the entire town from your porch.
Actually, okay, you don't gotta exaggerate right there, because whenever I go out to my back porch and I swim in my pool, you actually
You
see the
can.
beautiful mountains. I mean, you can actually see the
Oh.
mountains. I mean, you can
Yeah.
actually see the beautiful mountains and a very beautiful view in my back
Yeah,
porch.
and
So,
nothing. We don't get to see nothing but trees and bushes.
hey, we got mountains. So, I mean, I can't complain about that at least.
Like I don't know. Like one thing I had to get change and get used to is driving out here. You could actually see what was on your off ramp, or what was in town. Like you could actually kind of driving on the highway, passing ramps. You could actually kind of see into the town and the area that you're getting off at. Well,
Yeah.
you can't really do that out here because it's all piled up with trees.
Here, it's definitely been obviously mountains is pretty much the home of the West Virginia mountains. So yeah, it's definitely beautiful to say the least. Honestly, I cannot wait to see how it looks coming tomorrow, because it's always beautiful when it snows here. But I'm just ready
Do
for
you
summertime.
understand this really quick before we wrap things up? Trey, you lost one game. Jake, you lost one game, and I'm on a hot streak, 5-0.
And what?
Well, and the
And our weekend picks for the playoffs.
yeah, because you had
And we all picked the Rams, so I'm gonna win this week anyways.
And how
Yeah.
many did I win?
You lost one.
you lost one.
Oh, I lost one. Okay.
You lost
Yeah,
one.
you
You
lost
lost the
one.
Patriots game. Jake lost because nothing wrong with. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. Jake lost two
Too. Yeah,
because you
Two.
picked the Cowboys
and I picked Steelers.
and the Steelers. Yeah. So Trey,
Yeah.
you come in second this week.
Which one did I miss?
The
You
Patriots
missed
and
the
Bills game.
Patriots game. Yeah.
Because you
Right.
said, "Oh, Bill Belichick, Matt Jones, and that team's gonna be so great." They didn't look great last night.
And I don't believe I picked the Cowboys, did I?
No,
No,
you
you
picked the
picked the
49ers.
Oh, okay.
We,
Yeah.
we all picked the Buccaneers, but then it was tonight's game. It was
And then we all
Steelers
picked the
and Chiefs.
Rams. So I mean, at least we could agree on one team. I mean, a matter of fact, we agreed on three teams here. We agreed on the Bengals winning, we agreed on the Buccaneers winning, and the Rams winning.
Yeah, I mean, at least we have that in common. But yet,
Hey,
so
all right. So just a quick update here for NFL purposes. Divisional series kicks off next week. Next Saturday we have two games. Okay. From my understanding, the 4:30 game will be the Bengals and the Titans at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then I want to say the
49ers and the Packers play next
49ers is the 49ers in really? Okay, 49ers
Yeah,
and Packers also. And then
Yeah.
on Sunday are the two middle games, which is going to be the Bills and the Chiefs, and then the winner of the Rams and the Cardinals will face the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay.
pretty much. So all I can say
We don't
is
get weekend games. We don't get no Monday games.
no Monday games, and also Trey, we also have something huge to do tomorrow night. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. We get a chance to be a part of Armchair Booking. So
Please don't be watching wrestling while you're on his show.
I'll have it on.
No. just
Either way, though,
Jake,
I mean,
that goes for you too. No football.
yes, sir.
No, well, because here's the thing. I can see it in the background. You have TV on. I can see it in the mirror. The little
What
cozy mirror.
Oh.
You're blind. You're blind as a blat.
That's why I have glasses.
You're still blind.
That's why I have glasses.
Justin, you're gonna have to fix something in the comments.
What did I do?
Not you. Just look at the comments, please.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like that, you guys. Come on.
What are they saying?
Nothing.
Don't repeat it.
I blocked it, so you can't read it.
I still see it.
What did it see? What did it say?
Don't say it though. Don't say it.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah,
Thank
come
you.
on, guys. Like, if you can't
No.
be appropriate on our show, come on. We don't want you.
No. we gotta keep things PG.
That's no good. Bad
It
boys.
was not from you know who, was it?
No,
Ooh.
I have a
Okay.
feeling. I have
No.
a feeling that it's a clown from a certain league, but I'm not going to say any names.
No. These are. I've gotten some other ones. I'm not repeating back on this channel either. So, no, we're good. We're good here.
We're all right. It's just trolls.
Hey, we made it through another week. Only 50 more left this year. Oh. So are we going to NWF, by the way, Trey? Are you going to both events or just the one at the end of February?
I want to go to the Rumble.
I'm going to the Rumble, which is good because it's at the end of February, so I will be able to go.
And me and Courtney are still talking about the 5th, just because I'm going to Jeff Dunham 4
Right.
days later.
Well, I mean,
So
let me ask you this: is it really such a big deal if you could get an aisle in for you that you guys? I mean, there's no tables there, so is it a big deal to not sit in the front row and get the second row? I mean, you're one person behind and no one really stands up.
I mean, I might have the money to go, but
It's like that's like a whole $15 right there that you could save for food, which is expensive down there.
Right, and the pizza's not very good.
Yeah, I mean the pizza was good last night.
Oh yeah.
I mean, bring that pizza over, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, bring that pizza. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, unless we just do what I should be doing, is just eating food before going. You know?
That's what I'm about to do.
All right, hey, we made it through week number 2 of the NFL. Jake and I will be back on Wednesday. Trey, we'll see you on Friday, right?
Yep.
And then, are you okay? Let me ask you this: next week you're going to be on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, the following, yes.
Yeah, that following week. So,
Yep.
I mean, he's showing up a lot more. Yay! Thank you guys for sticking around. 3 hours, ending off a great week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your weekend. Stay safe out there. On behalf of Drake, Trey, and I, we will see you guys on Wednesday. Take care.